It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
So where's the office back at Division? Yeah, in the office, baby. Going up.
And away we go. Thanks for dropping in. Rothman and Ice. Lazy River the next 3 hours. My man Dave Biddle to my right. TLC behind the glass. And we'll have a good time with you today. What's happening, brother?
Good to see you as always, Anthony. Happy Friday.
We were doing a little cross-talk with our boy Tim May on the way out. We're talking golf and we're talking other stuff. And he was telling me, we're talking about, little Brian Harman is in the lead at the British Open, a former champ, and not exactly the leaderboard they want, but Scheffler's right there. He's 2 back, and you've got a Rory hanging in there, and Bryson kind of bounced back a little bit today. Rahm might make a run today. You don't know. Tony Finau looking for a major. He's a few back. You've got Tyrrell Hatton, who was playing well at the U.S. Open, but it's not lined up yet for like Scheffler and Rory and that big epic battle, and it may not. And that's the beauty of the British Open, is that great shots sometimes aren't rewarded and bad shots are. You just never know where that ball is going to end up. And so we started talking about old British Opens, and we brought up 09 at Turnberry when Tom Watson, at the age of 59, was defying the odds. And to lead that championship.
Right. Yeah. And
Stuart Sink wound up winning a playoff after Watson couldn't get up and down from the back of the green at 18. And I felt so bad about it. Now, he's won a lot in his life. He's won at Carnoustie. He's won at places. Tom Watson is Tom Watson. He's pretty much a household name. So, but at 59, I thought that would have been incredible if he could win that. And this is the kind of tournament that can have that kind of a champ. It's that kind of golf. Ball can roll 100 yards. It's not target golf. It's just different. And so I was telling him the story that at that British Open at Turnberry in 09, I don't remember exactly how far the putt was, but Watson had hit an 8-iron into that green and it bounced over the back. And there was like 5 minutes, it felt like he was deciding whether he wanted to chip it or putt it to try to get it close. I believe he wound up chipping it past the pin, and I want to guess, this is just total guess, about 8 feet. Maybe not, I don't know, maybe 10. And I remember sitting there watching him like, okay, Tom Watson, 59 years old, you're probably never going to be in this spot again. And whatever you do, don't leave this short. Just get it to the hole. You make it, you win. You don't, you're going to a playoff, but just the no regret part is put a good stroke on it. Pretty easy saying it from the couch.
Right.
And still. So I was playing, I told Tim, not a flex, but I was playing with, look at him all with the hand on the switches. So I'm playing, get ready. It's just part of the story. So about 5 years ago, I'm playing Oakmont. All right. And I'm playing a casual round with some buddies. And the guy that's hosting us was I think, the #1 player at Alabama back when he played. And we're walking up the 9th fairway, and I'm talking about this story on how much I wanted Watson to win. Family's from Kansas City. I got a lot of people there. And I love him. I just wanted him to win. And I said, I'm just so mad at him for not putting a good stroke on that putt, because if you're standing there, like, whatever happens, years later, just know that the regret is that the ball didn't go in, not that you didn't make a good stroke. And the guy at Alabama looks at me and goes, you ever have the yips, Anthony? And I go, I can't. No, I don't think I have. And he looks at me, and I'll just edit this. He goes, well, then, frankly, you don't know what the blank you're talking about. And I said, okay, I guess that makes sense. Then you brought up, like, these guys that have gone through the yips baseball-wise. Pitcher, who's is it Lester?
Yes.
The guy that can't
John
throw,
Lester.
could not throw to first base.
Right.
To save his life.
Yes.
Had to run it over there.
That's right.
And hand the ball.
Even though he's a left-handed pitcher, people were stealing like left and right on him because he
could not make a pickoff move.
Yeah, and he was a really good. It was just weird. Yeah, he had the yips. It's like Chuck Knobloch couldn't throw the ball. All of a sudden, used to be a really good defensive second baseman. All of a sudden, couldn't throw the ball from second base to first base. Who was Steve Saxon? Another one going way back. Knobloch's the one I remember the most. I almost forgot about John Lester not being able to throw over to first base. I remember back in high school, we had a really good catcher that we had to move to DH. He was a really good defensive catcher and offensive catcher. You know what? He didn't get the yips throwing to second. He got the yips throwing back to the pitcher. He couldn't the little lob back to the pitcher. He got the yips. Yeah. So he had to just end up just being a designated hitter. So I don't know if you have had experience with the yips to talk about it. Is having a teammate in a sport enough? Is watching a sport enough? You're not saying I don't understand how it couldn't happen. Like the mental side of sports is huge. It just gets in your head, and we see it in tennis a little bit. I can't think of anybody who all of a sudden just couldn't serve, but you see people get nervous, and all of a sudden they're double faulting left and right. You know it's all nerves. So I can understand it, even though I've never had it myself.
So the similarity to it is what I've heard pro golfers talk about, and even other athletes that are in hand-eye coordinating sports, throwing something, having a racket, something like that, is the fear of missing. The fear is so strong that you can't get your brain to unlock the fear of missing. And that's why athletes have gone to sports psychologists forever, at least to try to unlock the fear of missing and not playing results and just letting it go and not caring where it lands. And so, like, if you look up the yips, like just basically the definition, it's a psychological condition that you have the loss of your motor control.
It's like a mental block. Yeah, absolutely.
So it leads to all this stuff. And it was just funny that he is probably right. I mean, Knobloch made 3 throwing errors in the first 6 innings of a game when he was the second baseman for the Yanks against the Sox. I'm going to have to look some of these up again. He was probably right in that if you've never had it or never had it that bad, then you probably can't talk about it the way I talked about it, which is, I can't believe he just couldn't let that putter go. And so he is right. And it'd be like the Knobloch situation is like, no one can believe that a professional baseball player can't throw the ball 15 feet or 20 feet.
When he used to do it for years with no problem. I know. Yeah. And then you just get that mental block. Now, wait a minute. Tom Watson leaving that putt short is not the definition of having the yips, unless he just did it all the time.
No, the stroke was yippy.
Gotcha.
It was like, couldn't let it go. And he did suffer with that over the years.
Oh, he did? Okay. He did. I was going to say, if you just did it once, that's just like kind of nerves taking over in the moment. Yeah. But like where I was thinking of yips is more of like a chronic issue. Okay, so he did have that issue.
Guy won 8 majors.
Yeah, I remember rooting for him too. That was a really cool story. He was talking about just like how serene he felt and everything was going well until the very, very end. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I guess technically you could say that about anything. Like you can't like talk about how good like LeBron is at basketball because you've never been that good at basketball. It's like, okay, are we really going to play this game? Like, okay. I guess we can't talk about anything unless we've done it ourselves, right?
That's right. Or you've done it at the highest level, right? But anyway, we got a lot to do today. We will talk, we'll do overs and unders this hour as always. We'll have a little fun with pressure cooker in the second hour, and we'll kind of get after the big, huge money that the Steelers laid out. So we got a lot to do. By the way, we do have an update on the old Coldplay concert dude.
Divorced?
Well, I don't know about that yet.
Oh, okay. Separated?
No, he put out a public statement.
Oh.
He issued a public written statement.
He's going to give his wife one of those Kobe rings, one of those Vanessa rings.
He didn't want to go from Cleveland to Canton. Put out a letter. So we'll hit on that. ESPYs ratings are out. We'll get your prediction on that with your boy Shane Gillis.
He's great.
And then the most money to a non-quarterback. Was it given to the right guy? We'll examine that next. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
If you miss a live show, you can catch the podcast. If you miss the podcast, our hosts have volunteered to have dinner with you.
The meatloaf!
The Fan.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Right now, 18-count cartons of large grade A Kroger brand eggs are on sale for $2.99 with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hey, it's Anthony. I actually enjoy the off-season. Gives me a chance to be really active, travel, be on the move. But when my back started giving me pain, I wasn't going to just deal with it this time. I went to the Good Feet store. Their personally fit arch supports got my feet into their ideal alignment, and I could already feel the difference in my back immediately. And they educated me. I had no clue we actually have several arches under our feet, and those cushy over-the-counter insoles were not going to do the trick. So many people suffering with pain can benefit from their system. People with pain in their feet, ankles, lower legs, knees, hips, and more. I've been wearing my personally fit arch supports for a while now, and they've given me the motivation and confidence to be as active as I want to be. The Good Feet store thrives on being solution-oriented. Go in. The fitting is free. They want you to try them in the store and feel them for yourself. So get back to living the life you love with the Good Feet store. They're on Stringtown Road in Grove City and on Polaris Parkway. Or check them out at goodfeet.com.
Friday, July 25th is Recovery Ohio's Mental Health Day at the Ohio State Fair. Visit the Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services, the Department of Insurance, and other state agency booths. Come learn about mental health resources available to you and to your family. Join us on Friday, July 25th for Recovery Ohio's Mental Health Day at the Ohio State Fair.
Another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company for your next vehicle. This is Justin Hinderer. Every vehicle comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty, award-winning service, and our exclusive Carvenience. We pick up your vehicle, service it, and return it so you save time and enjoy peace of mind. That's Carvenience. At Hinderer Motor Company, we take care of everything so you can drive worry-free. See why we're the best choice for your next new or used car by visiting hinderermotorcompany.com.
Hey, it's Anthony for Orthopedic One. I'm not invincible anymore. I never was, but I refuse to punt on things I still love to do. That's why over the past several years, when I've had things creep up, like back pain, shoulder issue, elbow problem, I've had it all, I've always chosen Orthopedic One. That's because Orthopedic One is Ohio's largest physician-owned orthopedic practice with 60 physicians in every specialty. Find a physician or location near you at orthopedic1.com. Orthopedic One. This is where you go to get better.
Buckeye football training camp is coming. Catch live editions of Morning Juice, T-Bone, and Tyvus and Bishop and Friends starting July 31st. They'll be close enough to smell the jock straps. Live on The Fan and YouTube. Yay football.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use law enforcement siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you if you get a speeding ticket, it doesn't end there. You have to pay expensive fines. You can't go to your friend's wedding because that also costs money. And your insurance rates could increase. See? We didn't have to use law enforcement sirens after all. Getting a speeding ticket has consequences. Sooner or later, speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Summer is in full swing. If you think you're hot, well, so are your trees. You can help your trees by watering them, especially if they're newly planted. During the hot, dry summer months, your trees could use a water boost. Watering new trees a few times a week will help them survive while they're developing their root system, so don't forget about them. To find out more about watering trees or to find a certified arborist near you, go to treesforohio.org. That's trees, 4, ohio.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see more isolated chances of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. Otherwise, mostly to partly cloudy skies with our highs in the mid to low 80s. For tonight, we'll see mostly cloudy skies overnight with lows in the upper 60s. And then for Saturday, scattered shower and thunderstorm chances yet again the second half of the day. And warmer with highs getting into the upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo for The Fan with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
True to his name, Matty Ice wears a winter coat in the middle of summer. He lives the gimmick, man. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, so fake or not, I'll take you back to yesterday. Coldplay's doing a concert. Where'd you say it was, in Boston?
I think so.
Okay. Chris Martin, lead dude for Coldplay, accidentally, I don't know, exposed this couple that was on their video board that were swaying to the music, arms around, Titanic style, the whole deal. And turns out he's a CEO of a tech company, and now it's been pretty well documented. The woman that he was with was his HR chief, and they're having an affair. She's married, he's married. At least that's the story. Nobody knows. Nobody knows them here, I wouldn't think. So it was incredibly weird that he would be that public with it if they were on the sly. Like he'd be, like, even at a concert, because there are people around, you don't know everybody there. Like, you could be seen at that big of a concert. So they pop him up on the Jumbotron, and away we go. Last night, and now it makes no sense, that there was a statement that he put a statement out, a written statement. And then everybody ripped the statement because the audacity of this guy. Like, are you kidding me? And then, like, Colin Cowherd was retweeting, and everybody has bought this thing. The more I read it, the more I think how insane it would be to do this, to continue the public forum. You lock down. There's no...
Lay low, man. 24-hour news cycle. Just, yeah. I don't know if this would have went away, but yeah.
Now, 3/4 of the way through it, you believe it. Until at the end, he's writing lyrics to Coldplay. So I want to acknowledge the moment that's been circulating online and the disappointment it's caused. What was supposed to be a night of music and joy turned into a deeply personal mistake playing out on a very public stage. So far, buying it. I want to sincerely apologize to my wife, my family, and the team at Astronomer. You deserve better from me as a partner, as a father, as a leader. Okay?
And there's a deep drive into left field by Castellanos, and that'll make it a 4-0 ball game.
So far,
I don't know if I'm going to put this headset on again.
This is not who I want to be or how I want to represent the company I helped build. I'm taking time to reflect, to take accountability, and to figure out the next steps, personally and professionally. And his comma has a space. Is there a little typo there? I ask for privacy as I navigate that process. Perfect. Done. End it there. If this is real, you're fine now. I think you're good. Move along. Then the final paragraph. I also want to express how troubling it is that what should have been a private moment became public without my consent. I respect artists and entertainers, but I hope we can all think more deeply about the impact of turning someone else's life into a spectacle. This is as fake as the day is long, man.
Yeah.
And then he does a fix you quote from the bottom, and then just signs it, Andy. Like, come on. I'm not going to lie to you. You tweeted this to me last night.
I did.
I didn't read it all until today.
Neither did I.
But I bought it.
Well, you had a lot of people tweeting it out that bought it, like Colin Cowherd.
We're not buying this.
Honest to goodness.
You got to get up early to fool Eric Reeser.
Right.
Reese came in and was like, I think this is fake.
Did he find out that it was fake? And that's why...
Who, Reese?
Yeah, like, did
I think he just... I don't know. We'd have to ask him. I think he read it and was just like, okay, this has got to be BS.
Here's the caution to the wind game that I was playing. I just saw that Colin Cowherd put it out, and I thought, well, if he got, then, so what if we do? But I was like, it's Colin Cowherd. Like, if he can't sift through that. So, yeah, I didn't read it until today either. I sent that to you before I even read it.
Feels like Elaine Bennis here, Anthony. Fake.
All right.
I mentioned the bisque.
Good luck to both of them. The real question I have is, can they stay together?
Here's a sports radio topic.
These two that are cheating on each other?
Yeah, they were all in anyway. Now they're really all in.
I have a sports radio topic for you. Who stays together longer, these two or Bill and Jordan?
No, wait, we're sure that he's not going to try and go back with his wife and she's not going to try and go back with her husband. We're convinced.
We're not sure of anything.
That's what I mean. Like, what if that should be on the table, too? That, maybe they...
Well, now there's another rumor on the Twitter streets.
Uh-oh.
The rumor is that his current wife was the mistress against the first wife and became the second wife. So then this would be woman number 3.
Well, I mean, you got to, if you're the second one, you got to think if he was doing it,
again, rumors
with you, then he's probably going to do it, to you.
See, there you go.
A nice pattern.
Boy. So we got this guy that's on number 3 now. I don't know, man. I think Belichick and Jordan Hudson that's just a true love story, right? It has nothing else to do with anything. I don't know, man. I probably would seriously bet Belichick and Hudson just because they probably want to prove everybody wrong. I don't see anybody in this relationship staying together. The Coldplay relationship.
This one we have no idea how far along it is or how where it is, but the B&J against the world, the Bill and Jordan against the world. That's strong.
Oh yeah, I think they want to prove everybody wrong. Yeah,
absolutely,
yeah, definitely.
Your boy Gillis did something on it on the ESPYs.
Gosh,
down 17%, by the way.
He's so good.
From year to year.
That was like the only Bill Belichick joke that I thought was funny because that topic's just been driven into the ground. I honestly did not see that coming when he turned a Shohei Ohtani joke into a Bill Belichick joke. About a bookie is what Bill Belichick reads to his girlfriend before bedtime. That was pretty good.
His delivery is so good in that it's so bad. And that I can't figure out whether or not he's the guy who I'm not supposed to be here. I stumbled in. Why'd they invite me? I didn't write this. I'll read it anyway.
That was just that. That was just that monologue, though. He's not like that in his stand-up specials.
This one. And what I'm saying is I believe that maybe that he was a little bit of a fish out of water and pulled it off.
I don't know
this
if he was,
is not something that he's done SNL, though.
That's the thing. I don't think this was in any way too big for him. I think he was just doing that for effect. Like if the joke seemed a little too mean, or maybe if it didn't land, he's like, not my joke.
Yeah,
but
that's him though.
That's not his typical thing, though. That's not his typical thing. Like I just played for you guys that hilarious Bear Bryant joke that there was that they did a documentary on Bear Bryant, and Shane Gillis was telling a joke about how like they were giving him credit. He finally desegregated the Alabama football team, and everyone's like, "Way to go, Bear! Way to go, Bear! You desegregated the team." Then you find out it was 1972, and Shane Gillis is like, "Little late to be giving high fives out on this one, guys." And then he explains why they finally desegregated the team. It wasn't because they were trying to do the right thing. It's because a bunch of guys from USC came down there and beat the crap out of Alabama. So finally they decided. The joke is hilarious. Cole, back me up on this, right?
Oh, it was hilarious.
Yes, it's a great joke.
There are drops that can come from that.
Yeah, he's got a lot like that too, where it's not just like little quick one-liners and I didn't do it. That I think was just. That wasn't the real Shane Gillis. I still thought it was funny, though. But you know how it is, Anthony.
Yeah.
When you're used to doing like a 60-minute set, and then all of a sudden you're doing it in like 10 minutes, it's completely different. You got to then be rapid fire. But Shane Gillis can put together some really good 3-4 minute jokes.
Absolutely. I find him incredibly or oddly appealing. And like I said yesterday, that I can't tell whether he's bombing or killing it. And it's always a little bit of both, which means that he is landing it because he's got everybody on edge. You don't really know, and everyone's fair game, and it feels like in his monologue. But anyway,
including himself, he makes fun of himself a lot. He makes fun of himself a lot. He's also, do you guys know he's like a Civil War buff and just a history buff, like American history,
buff, don't you?
He makes fun of that too.
To be a buff.
Well, he is. He'll make like jokes, and he'll tie that into his act. He's got some hilarious jokes about George Washington. He's got some hilarious jokes about the Civil War. But like
that was actually my favorite joke from that special. Was the one of him in Mount Vernon?
Yes.
Oh, that was the best.
Oh my gosh, that's a good one.
He is the everyday comedian. Like he comes off that way, and I think it really fits him. It aired and it averaged, well, it was down 17% from last year. So whatever it was, he didn't save it, even though he was good. Maybe some people think he was good. Some people probably thought he bombed. But that's why I said yesterday, the conundrum of the ESPYs is that what they show should be able to hold its own with the greatest athletes in sports and plays and the inspirational stories. And yet, even a guy like this, and he's not a household name, but even a guy like this did not get people to jump back in. And I don't know, maybe it's just all the other, listen, we're comparing things back to the 90s when there weren't as many things to watch. There weren't as many Netflix. There wasn't you're just competing with so much.
It was to me, it was appointment TV when the ESPYs first came out. Remember, they would have like the commercials where we would vote on the plays.
Yeah.
Like you'd have the fans vote on which was the best like hockey goal of the year. It was really super cool, and there was nothing like it before. And you're thinking, is this really going to last for many years? I don't know, but what a cool idea having like a sports award show like this. And I don't know when it was, Anthony. It went from appointment watching to I occasionally caught it. I always see the monologue, unless it's somebody I don't really care for, like Jamie Foxx several years ago. I thought his was hilarious. Obviously, Norm Macdonald many years ago. At some point, I just stopped being interested in it. Like, I didn't watch it at all this year, other than when I went back and watched the replay of Shane's monologue. But I don't know, man. You're right, because I remember in the mid-'90s when it came out. Was it 95 the first year?
3, I think.
So, okay, yeah. I remember thinking, okay, ESPYs tonight. Like, it was a big deal to me. Yeah. And it's like, it's not even the top 100 of my favorite sports events now.
There's something for me that there's a draw on the host. If the hosts have been good. And the hosts have been enough where I'd say, you know what? And it does lend itself to DVRing. It does. A lot of the award shows do, because you're not interested in everything. And so you just want to hear the host.
Well, it reminds me, and you brought this up yesterday, it reminds me of Ricky Gervais and the Golden Globes. Yeah. I wasn't even sure what I had always heard of them. I wasn't even sure what the Golden Globes were. I had never watched them, and then I watched a couple of Ricky Gervais's hilarious monologues. I'm like, then the next year when he was announced he was hosting, I'm like, I got to watch this. And then he did it like 6 different times. He would always start out with, I can't believe they invited me back. Yeah. And it was always hilarious and just... knockout blow after knockout blow. And that's what it kind of reminds me of. If you have the right host, even if you're not interested in that awards show, if you have the right host, people are going to tune in.
The money is flowing in Pittsburgh. This is not a shock to a lot of people. We'll come back in 2 minutes and explain that this was probably the only guy that was going to get this. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 1-800-983-6530. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-983-6530 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 1-800-983-6530 right now to schedule your vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-983-6530 now. This advertisement is paid for by Heritage for the Blind.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 6.49%, APR 6.52% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Dog friendly. And if you ain't down with that, this is Rothman and Ice.
Look at Scottie Scheffler. I don't care much about golf. It's what I do for a living. Not into legacy. It's tough to get excited about winning tournaments. Just win, make a lot of money, and move on to the next location. Guess what? It's working for him. This attitude of we'll all be forgotten anyway. We opened the show talking about not caring and how much that can do for you in sports and the tightrope that you walk between staying focused and not caring about results. You start checking the greatest in the history in sports, and their heartbeat is flatlining in the most pressure moments. It is. And nobody can figure it out. And some of these guys are just built differently. Or maybe when you've made hundreds of millions of dollars, the pressure is off. Because if you fail, it really doesn't matter. But most time in sports, it's about being competitive and comparing yourself against the best in the world. He has gone now in his last few holes, birdie, birdie, birdie at the British Open. He's 4 under through 7 today on a course that is semi-unpredictable. The weather was bad earlier. It looks okay now. He's 1 back, and it would be very odd to think he won't have the lead at the end of the day. Again, it's pretty remarkable that he may be the best guy that no one really, I don't know whether it's moving the needle for people. Like, Scottie Scheffler is, let me give you this. He's been in the top 10 after a round in 9 of 13 majors. Here's the best stat I can give you about Scottie Scheffler. In majors the last 5 years, he's 97 under par. Now, that alone is impressive. But when I tell you that's 41 shots better than the next best guy in Xander, he wasn't even driving it well yesterday. He was in every thick thatch around, Dave, and he's still right there. It's pretty unbelievable. He played the par threes well yesterday. But this is a guy who's just, we're getting into the category of, and we've done this before, it's Scheffler against the field.
It's crazy.
Who do you take?
Yeah, and he's just so mentally tough, and you're right. You see that like with the greats. The greats are just so mentally tough. Like Michael Jordan, he was just so mentally strong. And you see with Scottie, and I hearken back to even though I think we all. Well, I don't know if you thought it was funny. It definitely was interesting. The situation at PGA last year, 24 in Louisville. He gets arrested. Really, I mean, it sounds like this cop was a little. I'm on Team Blue overall. I totally am. But this cop seems like he was in the wrong, in my opinion. And I think some of his colleagues probably would say the same thing. So what happens with Scottie? He gets arrested, gets taken down to jail, gets his mug shot, gets released, comes back, and plays well that same day. Now, it got to him, I think, maybe by the next day, just mentally drained. Because he ended up not doing well for his standards. But I'm sure you remember this. That same day, he came back and shot under par, I believe. That same day when he got released.
Yeah, he played the second round.
Yeah. Yeah, so this guy, we're talking about just, he's got obviously, every golf skill you would want. But I think it's his mental toughness that just, pushes him to be the best golfer we're seeing right now. Now, it's going to be interesting to see what type of longevity he has. If he can do this for another 5 years, that's going to be crazy. Is he going to be one of these guys that, tails off? We've seen it time and time again. Rory finally got another one, but it took him 11 years. Spieth looked like he was going to have double digit one day. He's still stuck at 3? So now I think Scheffler's different. I think he's going to go down. I think he's going to get to double digits. I think he's going to go down as one of the best ever. He's clearly the best right now, and I think it's mostly because of his mental toughness.
It's that. It's maybe the era with the live guys split, although they're back in the majors, but maybe they've lost their edge a little bit, not playing the tour every week. Who knows? Doesn't seem to be affecting Bryson much. He's usually around there during the majors. But yeah, he's a marvel right now, and it's, like I said earlier, it's working for him. The other thing that's working right now is the money that they gave to TJ Watt. And there's no way for anybody to say whether anyone's worth it. He's worth it because they're going to pay him. And I had this thought in my mind. If I gave you, how much money is it, TLC? I know it's 40+ million a year.
It's 3 at 123, okay. So 41 a year. Okay.
So let's say we had 123 million. 3 of us own a team, and we can throw that at anybody, non-quarterback. They give it to the right guy?
Yeah, I don't know what else you could do though. I mean, you have if
Who
you're the
else would you give it
Steelers.
to?
If you're the Steelers, you have in my opinion, the best pass rusher in football right now. You got future Hall of Famer and Hayward, a D tackle that might have, a year left of playing at that level. And maybe he's taking a little dip. I don't know. You bring in Aaron Rodgers you make the trade to get Jalen Ramsey in here. You got, you bring in DK Metcalf. Not that they're all in, but I think it would have been strange to make some of these moves they've made, including bringing in Aaron Rodgers, and then not having their best defensive player. I think they had to do it. It was kind of like the Bengals with Jamar Chase. It's like, well, the price is going to keep going up, but what are you going to do? You're going to not have the best receiver in football on your team, especially when your quarterback's saying you better sign him. I think the Steelers had to get this done, and I thought this was always going to happen, Anthony. I would have been shocked if he held out for a little bit of camp. I would have been shocked if he missed any games, and I'm not surprised at all that this got done.
No, and that's not the surprise. And what I'm trying to get after is
the amount of money.
No, I'm trying to get after, if we had a pile of money like this and we got a chance to pick anybody in football, non-quarterback, to give it to, who would we give it to?
I think somebody a little younger. Maybe, like a Jamar Chase.
Situational, sure. The Browns wouldn't do it because they already have Garrett. So I get that.
Right.
I get that. What I'm trying to separate is how I think appropriate this contract was for this guy. I've never liked the game of, he's next man up. He should be getting more than the next guy or the previous guy. I heard, I don't know who it was, somebody on ESPN the other day was analyzing the Micah Parsons and what he's going to get. And they were comparing it to Trey Hendrickson, saying like, you better get Micah signed now because the Trey Hendrickson contract, whatever it's going to be, is not going to impact Micah Parsons.
No.
It's not even going to be close. So what I'm asking is, this seems to me the most appropriate money of anybody in this league that you could give it to.
Yeah, non-quarterback.
Non-quarterback.
Yes, it makes sense. I would be a little concerned. He's 30?
31, going into 31 season.
That's the one thing that would concern me is he's on the wrong side of 30. So if you were just saying, okay, you have $123 million to spend, 3-year contract on anybody in football that's not a quarterback, I'd have to look at it. I'd probably pick a younger defensive player that we know is going to be a stud. I'm trying to think of somebody off the top of my head here. Something like
Jared
that.
Verse.
Something like that. Yeah. Something like that where, like, a guy that is in his early 20s. That's the thing. But if you're talking about just the next couple years, I would definitely, just the 3 years that you're getting him, Watt would probably be the guy.
It'd be Parsons, probably.
Jamar Chase would be in the conversation. You're talking about he's coming off the Triple Crown. It's funny we don't talk about that stuff in football, like these stats, like we do in baseball. I'm as guilty as anybody. You win the Triple Crown in receiving, lead the league in yards, receptions, touchdowns. Nobody talks about it, including myself, I guess, until right now. Maybe Jamar Chase, maybe Justin Jefferson, although I would take Watt over those guys. I think having a pass rusher that's just elite, although, I mean, it's tough to argue about what Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson bring to their teams. Maybe Saquon, but no, not at this age. Not at this age. No.
Not a guy that could impact the game. He impacts the game tremendously, but from an individual player impacting the game.
Who's the best defensive player under the age of 25 in the NFL? Best?
I don't know. Aiden Hutchinson. How old is he?
Micah?
26. What age did you say?
I said under 20. We can go 26. I don't need to be like, it doesn't have to be hard and fast. I'm trying best.
Micah is 26.
Oh, Micah. Yeah, I would think it's Micah or
defensive.
Coming up probably with Aiden Hutchinson, I would imagine.
Versus good.
Versus probably right there.
Surtain.
Hutch is 24.
I don't know if you'd pay a corner
from,
that much.
Houston, Will Anderson.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
How old is he?
He's got to be under 25 because he's just entering his 3rd year. That was a great draft. They got C.J. Stroud and they got Anderson.
I would say he's right there.
Yep. I wouldn't put Sauce Gardner quite there, but he's close. I'd probably get Surtain over Surtain. Am I ever pronouncing it right? Watt. I mean, I think it was a smart move by the Steelers. I hear what you're saying though. If you could just take anybody. It was like a draft, and you had 100. It's like a keeper league auction. You had $123 million to spend. It would have to be somebody. I would probably go somebody under 25 if we're talking long term. If we're talking just this year and the next 2 years, so the next 3 seasons combined, I think Watt is still going to be playing on a high level at least 2 of those 3 years.
The Steelers are that team. I said it to TLC a couple of weeks ago. It's not that they can't help themselves. They've been as competitive as anybody over the years without hitting the ceiling anymore. I would not have faulted them for going the other way and not go. but Aaron Rodgers was such a bargain that it made sense. If Aaron Rodgers was commanding $40 million a year, I probably wouldn't have done it. But see, he was such a bargain basement to raise the floor. And they got rid of the head case in Pickens. They got Metcalf. They gave him a lot of money. Jonnu Smith follows. This was always going to happen in my mind because they're the Steelers. They were not going to rebuild. But I wouldn't have faulted them if they went the other way and said, we're sick of being a little bit better than 500 all the time or whatever they're going to be, and maybe getting in and getting bounced. How do we get this thing back? But if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, could you guarantee a tank so badly that you'd get the quarterback you want? That's not exactly easy to do.
And people are talking about this quarterback class like everybody's a sure thing, man. Do you think Arch is a sure thing? I don't think he's a sure thing. He might end up being a Pro Football Hall of Famer. Nussmeier, he's the next guy, right? I don't know. That's the thing. Like, even if you're the Steelers, to your point, and you tank and you get in position to get that quarterback, there's not like an Andrew Luck. I know he ended up retiring. There's not like a guy that everybody thinks is like, okay, suck for luck or whatever it was. Or I was thrilled the Bengals got Burrow. I didn't expect him to be this good. I don't know if there's a quarterback in this class that I would say, okay, I know 99.9% that he's going to be a stud. I don't know if there is one.
We'll know after this year whether Arch is that dude. We'll come back with overs and unders next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Unlike your deadbeat uncle, we'll never leave you stranded in a ditch when you were 6. This promo may have been a touch too specific. The Fan.
Bourbon. Cherry Valley Hotel will be hosting a bourbon event called Neat on Saturday, July 26th from 4 to 9 p.m. Explore 15 distilleries, including Woodford, Middle West, and Watershed, along with live music, a cigar bar, classes, and more. For more information, visit cherryvalleyhotel.com.
The countdown is on. Save the date because Diamonds Direct's Designer Summer Sale kicks off this Monday, July 21st with 20% off the entire store. Engagement rings, diamond studs, fashion jewelry, and more. Want early access? Book your appointment now because the best pieces go fast. Don't miss the jewelry event of the season next week only at Diamonds Direct, and designer appearances July 25th through 27th. Top designers from New York and LA with their exclusive collections. Visit diamondsdirect.com to book your appointment and start saving.
Stay hydrated. It's hot out there. So my teenage son just went out in sweatpants and a hoodie. It's 98 degrees. At least I know he'll be cool in our house, thanks to Atlas Butler. If something goes wrong, they'll fix it within 24 hours. They call it their Comfort Pledge.
Get too hot?
Hey, my phone.
Oh, your phone. Should've known.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Boating season is finally here, and Buckeye Lake Marina is your go-to destination for all your on-the-water needs. With the largest inventory in Central Ohio, you can choose from top brands like Bennington, South Bay, Crown Line, and more. Buckeye Lake Marina has it all. Pontoon boats, luxury tri-toon boats, even merch. Open 7 days a week to serve you better. Find your next dream boat at Buckeye Lake Marina. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com today for all your on-the-water needs. The good life, the lake life, starts at Buckeye Lake Marina.
Matty Ice here for McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion. Do you need a vehicle with more room for the family vacation this summer? Then the Chevy Traverse is for you. This month at McDaniel GM Superstore, you can get up to $3,500 off MSRP on a 2025 Traverse for qualified buyers. McDaniel has been making a difference since 1916. They're just a short drive north off Route 23 in Marion, or you can visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. McDaniel GM Superstore, where great deals meet a century of trust. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Football in July, outstanding, and it's kicking off at the Pro Football Hall of Fame July 31st in Football Heaven in Canton, Ohio. And you can still grab tickets for the Hall of Fame game between the Lions and the Chargers. And then on August 2nd, 4 of the greatest of all time get immortalized in bronze at the Class of 25 enshrinement. And cap off the weekend Sunday with a concert for legends featuring Nickelback with special guest Mitchell Tenpenny. It's a gold jacket weekend. Visit ProFootballHof.com to learn more and get your tickets.
The Fan is the official station of summertime. Sipping on a lemonade, the smell of fresh-cut grass in the air, and Common Man playing fart noises on the radio.
Was that a fart?
Ah, summer. The Fan, Ohio's summer destination.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
Why would we trade our best player?
Well, at least you got to watch him in person when he was here.
I named my only son after him.
So you'll always remember his name.
Yeah, but what do I do with this jersey?
Luckily, the company has a great return policy.
I wore it for 6 seasons.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Accurate Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Rothman and Ice presents Overs and Unders.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys. For all your roofing, siding, and gutter needs, contact the Roofing Guys at theroofingguys.com.
All right, overs and unders, my man. What have you crafted?
All right. I think I got some good ones today. We got 5 for you. Let's start it out here.
Dave said he'll be the judge of that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see. Jury's still out. Golly. All right. Little tease for the 2 o'clock segment.
Yeah.
How many teams are going to be in the college football playoff in 2026? Over under 14.5.
So the 25 season's going to play out with a 12-teamer.
I think the only change that's happening for this year is they're not doing the rankings based off of who won their conference.
And the ridiculous buys, where you have teams that should not have buys have buys. Yeah, and you had Sankey coming out and said, everybody thinks we're definitely going to expand. We could probably just keep it at 12. Sure. But yeah, you're right. This year, they're keeping it at 12. Fine. And then I'll go quick if you don't mind. 14.5.
2026. So not this season, but the next one. Because the 12-team format was only a 2-year guarantee.
I'm going over. I'm convinced they're going to do 16.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: if you put this on their plate, and I don't believe Sankey for a second. They're definitely going to expand. So they're going to expand to 14 or 16, right? Which one would bring in more money? 16. That's what will happen.
I mean, we could all agree that you can have an opinion on the playoff, but it's not broken.
I had fun watching it last year.
This year actually proved even, and I
had fun watching the round of 8. The round of 12 was a waste.
Well, the other thing, I didn't think there wouldn't be. I thought there'd be a freak upset somewhere, just would happen. And I guess the way Ohio State beat Oregon was the freak up. Maybe the way they did it,
34-0, in the second quarter. Jeez.
All right, I'm going to lean your way because at the end of the day, the money leads the whole deal, and they're kind of floating. The float balloon is out there. The trial balloon's been out there, even though they're not committing to it. And here's the other thing. If you have the SEC and the Big supporting a 6-team bracket to get more of their teams in there, we'll talk more about this at 2 o'clock. All right, I'll take the over with them.
Everyone's making a big deal about Cal Raleigh. He's on pace for 64 home runs. But I want to know if you think that the home run derby might mess him up a little bit. Over under 59.5 home runs by the end of the year. Does he hit 60?
I'm going to take the under. I think it's hard to keep that pace up. And I don't think the home run derby messes him up. Because if anything, you would think that would continue his momentum. That the break, while he kept swinging and got this big deal and won the crown, and became this cult hero. I want him to do it. I just think as you get closer, the pressure gets worse, and I just think he'll fall short of that.
Yeah, I think he'll get close. I'm also going to go under. It's just because, you think of the All-Star break. I mean, we know this being baseball fans, but, we're not halfway through the season. They're almost to the 100-game mark. So, and I know he's still on pace for 64. I think he's going to, fall off the pace a little bit, and maybe he's going to have a minor injury late in the year. I do think he's going to get just under, but I hope I'm wrong because I love this story. A catcher with 38 home runs at the All-Star break, winning the home run derby. First catcher to win the home run derby, and he's got a great nickname, Big Dumper.
And I don't think a catcher has ever hit 50, so he's only 12 away from that. So once he does that, that will be rarefied air. So there is a benchmark that will likely hit, but
a Johnny benchmark.
Yeah, well done. Hey, all right,
it's weird. You got me thinking about the home runs. No catcher has ever hit 50.
I believe I saw that graphic at some point.
The bench never hit 50. He had like 40 in the 40s several times.
It was like
and Piazza.
And catchers are notoriously weaker.
Pudge probably never had 50. Probably had 40.
Piazza's probably the best.
50 is the big number.
Yeah, and Piazza, did he mix in? Piazza was mostly a catcher. I mean, I think did he do some first base at the very end?
He did some DH at the very end when he was like with the Athletics.
That's right. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay. Even Johnny Benches, like last year with the Reds, was playing like third base or first base or something like that, but was mostly a catcher. Yeah, it's a really cool story, Riley, but I think he'll fall just short if I had to guess.
Ryan Day's position on the list of best coaches in college football, over under 1.5.
Okay, I actually did like something for this for our podcast today for Bucknuts. I put Ryan Day number 1, but it was my criteria. Who would I rather have as my coach in addition to their accomplishments? I'm going to take that out of the mix now because I think because Kirby's won 2 and Ryan has won 1, I'll go Kirby 1, Ryan 2. So I'll go over, but I'm tempted to go under and say Ryan's the best. But I'll give it to Kirby 1. He said, what about Dabo? He's won 2. True, but I think his program's fallen off enough in the last few years, maybe not this year, that I have him at number 3. So I will go over, but personally, I would take Ryan Day over everybody because of the culture that he has created, and he now has a natty, and I think he's going to get the Michigan monkey off his back this year. He has beat them once. It's not like he hasn't beaten them at all.
By the way, quick note. Well,
that's not the standard.
It's definitely not.
Let's not. At least
I know the standard is the standard. Yeah, but when you say that,
1 and 4 is not the standard.
People act like that he hasn't beaten them and that they didn't. That the 2020 season didn't have. I've heard a lot of people say that he's winless against Michigan
in the last 4.
Well, no, well, you know that, but I've seen like people just say, he's winless against Michigan. It's like 2019 happened, and by the way, he would have won in 2020, but whatever.
Yeah, listen, it's not. You gotta critique these guys and be objective about it. I think where we are now is that once he pulled off what he did this year, then the narrative changed completely, and it should. Now, that was a special team, but he had a lot to do with it. And whether he changed his strategy or philosophy or the home game against Tennessee lit the fuse and now you lean into it, now the confidence is just out of control, that was a great thing.
He also came close many other times. Think about it. 2019, they came close. 2020, they got to the national championship game. They had a depleted roster. Alabama had nobody out. I don't think anybody was beating that Alabama team. 2022, he almost beat Kirby Smart in Atlanta. And then he finally breaks through in 2024, wins it all. So it's not just the natty. Ryan Day was really close 3 times before that.
I don't think this is being a victim of, recency bias. I think that if you don't put him at 2, where do you put him? Like, I guess you could put Dabo over him based on what he has, but let's just not. You just can't sweep away the stuff against the rival. And I've said it a million times in this program. He's very likable and easy to root for. And this season, he was the last team had his team as the last team standing and deserved everything.
And his culture.
So here we are. And they're leaning into NIL and all that. And so he's got a lot going for him. He knows he has to beat Michigan. But if he doesn't, then the only get out of jail free card usually is win it all. And that's what he did. So, but you can't just, I said it a million times. Don't tell me it's the greatest rivalry in sports and then when it doesn't go your way, somehow dilute it to that it doesn't matter.
Oh, everybody knows it matters a ton. That's why a lot of people are calling for his job. I just think winning the Natty trumps in this day and age.
Of course.
I mean, it used to be, because it used to be impossible. If you were Michigan and you lost to Ohio State, you were out. If you were Ohio State, you lost to Michigan, you didn't have a chance of winning the national.
Great.
Now, obviously, Michigan and Ohio State is still massively huge, but winning the national championship is more important. But got to beat them this year, man. And you got to go to Ann Arbor to do it, and they're going to have a solid team. I'm curious to see how their freshman quarterback's going to do, Anthony.
It's a big storyline. And he doesn't have to beat Michigan if he repeats. That's been proven.
That'd be crazy.
But it usually is the only thing that's possible to get to be able to sidestep that issue. And so that'll be moving on. Now that's the stand. They've kind of created a new standard. All right. The only way to get out of that and keep everybody in good stead is to win it all. And you're right. Maybe they can do hit the daily double this year. We'll come back top of the hour, Sports Center update. And the Browns, when will they comment and what will they do about a certain former Buckeye? That's next. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
1, 2, 3. Here in the Fan is always football o'clock. Proud to be your home of the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. The Fan.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-777-1225. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-777-1225. That's 800-777-1225. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-777-1225. 800-777-1225.
Hey, look, it's Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Say hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
You know what I love the most about your store?
What's that, common man?
The way you treat people. You get to know your customers. That's why they keep coming back. No sleazeballs around. Just good, clean boys and girls selling jewelry.
Stop in and see the difference for yourself.
Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington. WorthingtonJewelers.com. It's where Columbus gets engaged. Tell them Common Man sent you.
Skyline is introducing a new chicken chili. Come get that world-famous Skyline flavor you love with a new protein option. Try the new Skyline chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. At Columbus Skyline locations only while supplies last.
Central Ohio contractors and homeowners. 3D Cabinetry is your go-to for fast, hassle-free service from order to install. 3D Cabinetry delivers fully assembled all-wood affordable cabinets. Visit 3dcabinetry.net today for your free consultation. That's 3dcabinetry.net.
Hey, is that knee, shoulder, hip, that pain in any of your joints not getting better? You're stuck in this cycle where you keep going back to the doctor. They recommend steroid shots. Maybe they recommend surgery, rehab, and all of those things are not working for you. Before you go down the road of the surgery, you want to listen to this. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. I want to tell you something that helped me a ton, and it'll help a lot of other people get their lives back as well. And this is no more meds and not going under the knife. I'm talking about my friends at QC Kinetics, Real Regenerative Medicine. They help your body heal itself. After years of playing professional football, I was beat up. My dad was beat up. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to have any more surgery. So I went to my friends at QC Kinetics, and they took a look at it, and they said, hey, we can help you with your knee. It's not going to be an overnight fix, but they've got protocols and procedures to help get you well without going under the knife. So here's what you do. Call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. They have offices all over Columbus.
So we bought an actual shopping mall and put one of the largest Honda dealerships in the world inside of it. Hi, it's Steve Lindsay with Lindsay Honda. So it's big. We house about 150 to 200 cars indoors, lit, all unlocked, ready for you to be able to view and see. A fully tempered climate. Doesn't matter if it's raining outside, 10 below zero, super hot. There's real trees inside, and it's just a casual environment. And if you haven't seen it, it's really a cool story, not about its opulence. It's just a cool story to see what was a dilapidated old mall being reinvigorated into a pillar in the community that everybody benefits from.
This July at Lindsay Honda, our famous Cash for Clunkers is back during our Honda summer event. Get up to $3,500 minimum for your trade and use it for a down payment, negative equity, or keep the cash. Only at Lindsay Honda.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius. Or 2 half geniuses and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed, you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Brad's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, where batteries are as low as $89.99. Sammy, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge. And Sammy does that for free too. In no time at all, Brad is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Jacob Reimer. There's a new leader at the 153rd Open Championship at Royal Portrush. Matt Fitzpatrick moves into the lead at 9 under for the tournament. He is working on a 5 under round through 12 holes right now. Hao Tung Lee just finished up a 4 under 67 round himself to sit 1 back. 2023 Open champion Brian Harman got to 8 under for the tournament this morning after carding a 6 under 65 earlier today. World number 1 Scottie Scheffler is lurking just 2 shots back at 7 under for the tournament. He is 4 under on his second round as well through his first 8 holes. The second half of the MLB season resumes tonight. The Cleveland Guardians are at home hosting the Athletics. First pitch coming at 7:10, while the Reds will be in New York taking on the Mets. First pitch is at 7:10 as well. This one's sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Rates as low as 5.54% and a $400 cash bonus when you refinance your auto loan with BMI Federal Credit Union.
No one funks up the work microwave like these two. Fish again? You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right, back at it. Second hour of the program, Rothman and Ice. Dave Biddle in today. Our boy Benny Axelrod awful announcing 1:30. You'll get your British Open updates. As Scottie Scheffler lurking, the shark in the water. Blood is in the water. Would love to see this Robert McIntyre do something. Why, you ask? A little money on him. And he also made a run at the U.S. Open this year. He's the big fella, 28-year-old from Scotland, Bobby McIntyre. The Quinnshon Judkins thing is really, really tough because nobody really knows what's happening. The Browns aren't commenting. He's not signed for camp. They're reporting today, and he's not there. And so what do you do if you're the Browns? You have to wait and delay this. We talked about it the other day, Dave. Even if they signed him, and you'll hear the little Q&A I had with Scheffler the other day about this on Wednesday. But actually, why don't we play that, and then Dave can react, and we'll see where we are today with it.
You know, this comes at a time where he's unsigned. He hasn't signed his deal yet. And all these second-round draft picks are fighting to get their deals fully guaranteed. I will make a prediction right now. The Browns will not fully guarantee Quinnshon Judkins' contract. Now, maybe they wouldn't have anyway, but this, I think, just clinched it. Like, there's no way they're guaranteeing that money now.
Well, if they believe everything that she claims is true, they won't.
Yeah. Okay. So if they don't believe her, you can't fully guarantee his contract now. I don't think. It's not going to happen. For argument's sake, to your point, we're going to side with our guy. We believe him. We're going to give him fully guaranteed money. Oh, I'm sure the public is going to applaud the organization for standing by their man.
Yes, you're right. If he did what he's accused of doing, who knows? They could cut him if they wanted to. If he's falsely or wrongfully accused, that's equally as bad. If nothing happened, I don't know. You and I weren't there, but I'm just curious from a standpoint of how does this play out? How long does it play out? I agree with you. It's going to delay their commitment to him for sure.
Well, he's got to sign to get to camp. He's got to sign before it's resolved. That's my point. But we're not going to get clarity there. So they can't fully guarantee that contract now to get him in camp on time. Are you telling me that he's going to be absolved of this in the next week or two?
No. So what do you do? So what about if they sign him? What does that say? Even if they don't guarantee the whole thing?
I think you have to sign him, but now you got to protect yourself. Like, there's language in the contracts. Like, what if he's found guilty? What if the charges stick? And what if I don't know? What if he goes to jail? Like there's language in the contracts that protects the team. They're not going to guarantee the money. Like, we're at a time where the first 2 picks, Carson Schlesinger, Jaden Higgins, they got their contracts guaranteed. The rest of the second-round draft picks are all trying to do that. I'm sorry. It'll be a surprise, I believe, if the Browns fully guarantee his deal. Again, and that's just the start of it. That's just one little element. There's the image of it. There's his reputation. There's the idea that he could be disciplined. Like, it's a whole thing.
I agree with you. That's why I'm thinking, how do they even give him a signing bonus right now without them knowing? How do they hand him $5 million without knowing?
Yeah, again, that's up for them to figure out, but it's not the situation that you want to have.
I don't think he understood your question. Or maybe, I don't know. There was a lot going on because you were like, well, what if the Browns believe everything that she's saying? Then they just wouldn't sign him at all, right? And he kind of was like, well, yeah, or they could just stand by their man and say, it was like, I think you were saying, like, if the Browns believe everything that the
I said it the opposite way. I actually said,
oh, okay, so he did hear it right.
I was actually saying that
if they don't believe everything she's saying. Gotcha. I thought you said, well, what if the Browns believe?
He said that they wouldn't guarantee his contract at all. They'd sign him, and they just wouldn't guarantee it. And I'd say, well, unless only if they believe everything she's alleging is accurate.
Then you wouldn't sign him at all. Then if you believe everything she's saying is accurate, and her lawyer, you're believing that he multiple times he punched her. I mean, how do you even sign him? Then it's not like, well, we'll still sign you, but we're not going to guarantee every penny.
That's what I was saying. How can you even sign him yet? He was saying, you can.
That's what he was saying. Right.
But you'd have to put everything in there. And then here's the other thing. If you're a Quinnshon, would you even sign a contract like that?
Well, it depends on how you, if you feel like you're.
If you get the money, if you get the signing bonus, you probably would. That's why all I was saying with Schefter was, he was saying that it's almost an automatic that you just put language in there to protect yourself, you sign him, and then you wait and see what happens. I was more of the thing, why would you do that? Why would you even sign him? Why would you do anything until you know? That's all I was saying. Like, you can't give out signing bonuses. You don't even want to do a contract at all with him if you want it to play out. His angle of it was, well, just sign him, but just put everything in there to protect yourself. Well, that seems a little bit ahead of things, too. And the other thing you can't have is the beautiful social media post that you've signed Quinnshon Judkins right now. Even if you do have language
as Adam
in there.
said, that wouldn't go over well if you, especially if, what Adam said, he was being a little, said it for effect. He was like, well, let's say they just stand by their man and give him every penny and guarantee it. You think that's going to go over well with the public?
Well,
especially
of course not,
everything that's gone on with the Browns previous to this. So obviously that's not going to happen. But yeah, I think he maybe misconstrued initially what you were saying because he never really answered like, well, wait a minute. If they believe everything she's saying, they wouldn't just be like, okay, we're still going to sign him. We're just going to, maybe not guarantee as much. It's like, really, you're still going to sign him if you think that Now, we don't know both sides of the story. I will say some people are like, well, Quinnshon hasn't denied any of this. Well, what if his lawyer's telling him not to say anything? I don't think that you should hold that against him. I just want to hear both sides of the story and see how it plays out. It does not look good right now, but we're only hearing one side of the story. But to your point, Anthony, if they believe everything that her and her lawyer, everything that they're saying is accurate, I don't know how you just sign them. You got to wait for it to play out.
I threw out the fact that they would only not do that if they believed everything she claims is true. Where I was going with that is that we don't know. Neither do they.
Right.
And I'm not here to pick a side because he was Mirandized. He chose not to say anything. That's his right.
Now, some people in the chat are saying innocent until proven guilty. I understand that, but we're talking on sports radio. We're not in a court of law.
The point here is he can be innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah, in a court of law.
But the people that are saying that are not employing him.
I agree. I just wanted to say that because I'm sure a lot of people are like, come on, guys, innocent until proven guilty. I get that. Anthony and I are not the judge and jury here, though.
This is not even the conversation. That's not even the conversation. The conversation is if you're the Cleveland Browns, what can you do right now other than what you're doing, which is we're separating. We own your rights. You're going to take care of your thing. We're going to see where it goes. Maybe there's some sort of a plea deal or something that of a lesser, maybe everything that she claimed he's going to dispute and he has the right to do that.
Or she could retract it. You never know. To your point, you don't know.
And I'm not, and I don't like the definitive thoughts either on, well, why did she delay it? I don't care why she delayed it. Maybe she was standing by him. Maybe she thought this would ruin his career.
She answered the question.
And then
she
maybe
said why.
The family and friends finally said, you know what?
Yeah.
This isn't sitting right. I don't want to be this person. I can't make peace with this. Maybe mentally things are off. Like, my point is, judging her or him is that's why I started with these are the most difficult to do because your instincts or your gut might take you a certain way, and then I don't think that's fair. So all you can read is the police report. He allegedly was in a car. She was claiming that maybe he had seen her phone or some text came through or it's something that some sort of a jealousy thing. She claimed he hit her in the facial area, like hit her in the chin. And then again, they stopped at a restaurant. She got out of the car. She re-entered the car, but allegedly sat in the back seat. He reached back and hit her again in the leg. This is from whatever she is alleging, which is the charge of domestic battery. They arrest him. They charge him. Here comes the lawyer. The prosecutor will now get involved. And the Browns have to sit back and go, hey, we cannot do anything right now. Scheffler, the interesting thing about Scheffler, what he was saying to me was, he was more and they can't fully guarantee it. Okay, I'm all aboard. I'm all on board with that. My point was, how do you do anything until you know? How do you even sign him with the language? How do you give him a signing bonus?
Right, because it's not the same as people said, like, well, Michael Hall, same thing last year, and he was on paid leave. He got suspended. Difference was what? Michael Hall was already signed. This is completely different. And, like, if the Browns end up... If the worst case scenario happens, I guess the good thing for the Browns is at least they didn't waste any signing bonus or any money on it. But you wasted an early second round pick after not having a first round pick for 3 straight years. And who knows how the Michael Hall pick's going to work out. I'm with you, man. I don't think the Browns can really do anything at this point.
He was supposed to be the workhorse back and replace Chubb, and now Ford's back into the equation and Strong and whatever else. This was a big deal. Remember when he got picked, he wasn't even in the room? They said he was in the bathroom. Remember his family answered the phone and all that? Everyone liked that he was going to Cleveland because it felt good. 21-year-old kid, workhorse kid.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, this is at a point where they cannot do anything. And everyone's got to be okay with that. And here's the other thing, and I don't know this, but I guess you could sign him, not make it like a public picture with a pen in the hand and a smile, and just report he's been signed, and then maybe recoup a signing bonus if you could have language in there that the signing bonus could get, recouped somehow if things went south. But I'm not into this equation. Don't play
If
it.
things go south, things could go south.
I must have mental telepathy. All I saw was a finger move, and I knew what was coming. It's amazing. Here we are, though.
By the way, the new the clock symbol we're going to do, we got to tell Matty Ice we're doing the Shador wrist up for the watch.
All right, we're coming back with Pressure Cooker next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State Athletics, the Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Hey, it's Anthony. I actually enjoy the offseason. Gives me a chance to be really active, travel, be on the move. But when my back started giving me pain, I wasn't going to just deal with it this time. I went to the Good Feet store. Their personally fit arch supports got my feet into their ideal alignment, and I could already feel the difference in my back immediately. And they educated me. I had no clue. We actually have several arches under our feet, and those cushy over-the-counter insoles were not going to do the trick. So many people suffering with pain can benefit from their system. People with pain in their feet, ankles, lower legs, knees, hips, and more. I've been wearing my personally fit arch supports for a while now, and they've given me the motivation and confidence to be as active as I want to be. The Good Feet store thrives on being solution-oriented. Go in. The fitting is free. They want you to try them in the store and feel them for yourself. So get back to living the life you love with the Good Feet store. They're on Stringtown Road in Grove City and on Polaris Parkway. Or check them out at goodfeet.com.
It's been a great run. Care Heating and Cooling has achieved goals I could only imagine 30 years ago. But now it's time for the next generation to take over. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, as Care grew over the years, you had many opportunities to sell Care to one of the big conglomerates that are buying companies all over Central Ohio. So tell our customers why you decided to keep Care in the family.
After talking about Care's values for over 30 years, I couldn't bear the thought of Care becoming the kind of company I was warning our customers about. I know the two of you will continue to treat our customers as I would, with honesty and integrity.
We will, Dad. In 2024, Care was awarded a BBB Torch Award for Ethics and was named the Lennox Partner of the Year. You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
The countdown is on. Save the date because Diamonds Direct's Designer Summer Sale kicks off this Monday, July 21st with 20% off the entire store. Engagement rings, diamond studs, fashion jewelry, and more. Want early access? Book your appointment now because the best pieces go fast. Don't miss the jewelry event of the season next week only at Diamonds Direct and designer appearances July 25th through 27th. Top designers from New York and LA with their exclusive collections. Visit diamondsdirect.com to book your appointment and start saving.
We repurpose a lot of the junk we haul away.
Donatables get donated to a family that needs them, and the recyclables get recycled.
And we have enough trucks that we can come the day you call us.
We work to help your neighbors, the planet, and you.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Morning Juice is live on YouTube. Weekday mornings starting at 6 or on demand whenever you want it. Yeah, whenever. Bobby Carpenter's at your beck and call. And Tito's there too, you know, to clean the toilets. Head to YouTube and subscribe today.
Hey, I'm Ruben. My band and I have a new song we're getting ready to record this weekend. I'm also a tow truck driver. When you move over and slow down, you're not only giving me room to work, you're making sure I get to go home at the end of the day and see my bandmates.
Roadside workers have lives and families, but when they're on the job, they put it all on the line to protect and serve us. When you see flashing lights, remember, they're not just roadside workers. Thank you for moving over and slowing down.
Have you experienced foot or ankle pain during or after sports, running, or exercising at the gym? Nagging aches in your foot or ankle that won't go away? Podiatric physicians can provide you with important foot care solutions, shoe inserts, or show you how to support your feet and ankles so you're able to compete or exercise comfortably. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state and have been serving the profession and the public for over 100 years. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see more isolated chances of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. Otherwise, mostly to partly cloudy skies with our highs in the mid to low 80s. For tonight, we'll see mostly cloudy skies overnight with lows in the upper 60s. And then for Saturday, scattered showers and thunderstorm chances yet again the second half of the day. And warmer with highs getting into the upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo for The Fan with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Under Pressure.
Sponsored by 3D Cabinetry. 3dcabinetry.net, where quality meets affordability.
All right, a little pressure cooker time. I was going to go pretty deep into the British Open here because I was going to put some pressure on Ricky Fowler, and then I saw that he teed off at like 2 in the morning, and he was like 1 over. But yesterday he was a dark horse to be a contender, and he played really well yesterday. Now, I'll put Ricky in there just kind of an overall deal, because what do you think? Have you kind of forgotten that he exists?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Like I like Ricky, and I've definitely given up on him ever winning a major. So hopefully, I was hoping I'd be wrong this time.
So that's where I'm going to go with it. It's been an up and down last few years for Fowler. Didn't make the field at the Masters or the U.S. Open. Missed the cut at the PGA. And he has just one top 10 in a major in the past 4 years. But in 2023, he was right there at the U.S. Open in L.A. He was right there. I thought he was going to do it. He hasn't finished in the top 20 in this tournament since 2019. And he was tied for 6th, where? At Royal Portrush. So the reason the pressure is on is that I believe he once owned the title of the best player without a major. He's been second in every major except the PGA, which he has a third. And he knows that he was within a handful of shots of the lead, and that is contention. And these chances have come so very far apart for him. Quietly playing, I thought, some really good golf outside of the missed cut at the Rocket Classic. He's a really good links player, and I think he has another close call in him, but it kind of fell off, so it's really hard for me to put him in there, but I'm going to do it anyway. I think he still has a chance to sniff, because what I saw in him at the 2023 U.S. Open in L.A. tells me that he could catch lightning in a bottle somewhere. I thought it was going to be here, and he's not exactly out of it. I think he's like 1 under, but it's getting late here on a Friday because Matt Fitzpatrick is now 10 under.
And Scotty's being Scotty.
From Wednesday.
Scotty knows.
Gongalicious right there. All right, Ricky Fowler, you're in. I'm sorry. You're in not just for this week, but I think moving forward, you're still the guy. You're the creamsicle, orange top, head to toe. Let's get you back in contention. You got pressure to get back in contention at a major.
Yeah, tied for 25th. He's hanging in there. It would have been nice to see him go under par, but he was, as you mentioned, he was 1 over par. So he's right there.
Got anybody?
Yeah, my under pressure is definitely going to be the Cincinnati Reds. They need to start off the second half strong. Second half, you know what I mean? After the All-Star break, they're obviously almost played 100 games already. They played 97 games. So I'm happy that they're 50-47 right now. First year of the Tito era. But their second half schedule is difficult, beginning with at the Mets tonight, 3-game series against the Mets. So, you know, I'm just hoping if they can win this series against the Mets and get off to a good start, that's going to be huge. I still don't think the Reds are going to make the playoffs. I never predicted that they were. I did say coming into the year, I love the over-under, Anthony, of 78.5 wins. So you could go 79 and 83 and win that bet. Yeah. So I'm just hoping they finish with the winning record in year 1 of Tito, because I think they can be a problem next year. But, you know, I think the Reds are a little, they can't get off to a bad start here and, for example, get swept by the Mets and think they have any chance of really making a run here.
I'm with you. All right, I'll go to baseball. We talked about this guy earlier, how to do it in a different way. Cal Raleigh, people have him breaking Aaron Judge's home run record. And it's been a magical season for the Mariners catcher. He's now a household name from winning the home run derby. I don't think he was before. But to break Judge's record of 62, he needs to hit 25 bombs in 66 games, which seems possible considering he's hit 38 in their first 96. It's fair, I think, to speculate that a catcher, and the three of us talked about this earlier, will wear down as the season gets longer. It just in the second half.
And he's a catcher.
But,
I mean, obviously they'll put him at DH every once in a while just to keep
him fresh.
Right.
They've used him already like 23 times at DH.
Yeah.
So that helps. The pressure, though, of chasing that record is going to make it tougher. But being a switch hitter, I think, helps because then he has an advantage a little bit depending on who's pitching. I love his low-key personality. I love the nickname, as you say, the Big Dumper. I had put him in Party Like a Rothstar like 2 months ago. He's got big pressure in this regard. Don't be a first half wonder. He cannot flop in the second half. That would just it would change the entire story. He doesn't have to break Judge's home run record. He just has to get in the conversation in late August. He's got to be there. I'll put him in. And I'm going to combo that with the Phillies, too, because the Phillies are in first place. They're a half game up on the Mets. They're top 5 in ERA and top 3 in batting average. Like, I think winning the World Series is where the line should be for them. They're built to win. They have the 4th highest payroll in baseball. They've got stars. They've got Harper. They got Turner. They got Wheeler. But it's all those guys are all over 30, and they're in their primes for only so long. Schwarber, He's going to be a free agent after this season. Relamuto, Suarez, the striking now for the Phillies. I think this team, even though they have a couple World Series in their franchise history, so I'll put the Phillies in based on how good I think they are and where their stars are in their careers.
Now, tomorrow night, the Crew host DC United. DC United bad at the soccer this year, Anthony. The second worst team in the Eastern Conference. Crew coming off a loss. Safe to say this is a must-win for the Crew tomorrow night. I'm being a little facetious there, but pressure on. You gotta win this. They're coming off a really good win last week against FC Cincinnati, a comeback win where FC Cincinnati was up 2-0 at their place. Crew came back and got them 3-2. It was reminiscent of the Eastern Conference Finals from 2 years ago. But then the Crew got smoked on Wednesday against Nashville. So, again, I was joking saying it's a must-win. But I think the pressure on the Crew, they need to get this win at home tomorrow night, 7:30, against DC United.
There's your pressure cooker for this Friday. Weather's back at the British Open. No desire to play in that. But these guys are playing in a major. Scheffler 8 under, 2 off the lead behind Matt Fitzpatrick. And for a major to be 10 under at this point in the afternoon is on a Friday is pretty big. Ben Axelrod, who's the senior editor at Awful Announcing, will jump on next. Big Browns guy up there in Cleveland. Want to get his feeling on whether this team is going to be moving off of Quinnshon or standing behind him in some sense. That's next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could it be lower testosterone?
Lower T.
Happens to most guys after 40. I was in the same boat until I started using Nugenix Total T2.
Total T2, the new one I've seen on TV.
Yep, it's the next generation testosterone booster for both free and total testosterone. It's packed with even more man-boosting power, sending nitric oxide levels skyrocketing in just 3 hours.
It actually works?
I feel like I'm in my 20s again. I've got more energy, better results in the gym, and things are even better in the bedroom. Send them a text and get a complimentary bottle.
Text now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the #1 testosterone brand at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, absolutely free. Text SIZZLE to 369-369. That's SIZZLE to 369-369. SIZZLE to 369-369.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment.
Common Man here for Germain Lexus of Dublin and Easton. My guys at Germain are celebrating their biggest pre-owned sales event of the year. Tons of vehicles on the lot for you to choose from, and they're ready to deal. It's also the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event with rates as low as 2.99%. I was riding in my Lexus on one of our hot summer days, and I felt the crisp breeze of cold air on my cracky. Don't you want that for yourself? Of course you do. Germain Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton, GermainLexus.com.
Bourbon. Cherry Valley Hotel will be hosting a bourbon event called Neat on Saturday, July 26th from 4 to 9 p.m. Explore 15 distilleries, including Woodford, Middle West, and Watershed, along with live music, a cigar bar, classes, and more. For more information, visit cherryvalleyhotel.com.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hitting a hole in one into your ear hole. Ew. This is Rothman and Ice.
All right, a lot to get to. A lot of content, even in this slower time in sports. Our friend Ben Axelrod, senior editor at Awful Announcing, jumps on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Benny, good to have you back, bud. How you been?
I've been good. Thanks for having me, guys.
ESPYs, cringeworthy or a big hit? Ratings were down. They have this great conundrum that I was talking to Dave about yesterday. So they have this program that should, I'll emphasize that, should be able to stand on its own. The greatest athletes in the world, all in one place, highlights, teams, let's vote, let's see the plays again, and it should stand on its own. But what they feel like everyone does is that it has to have some edge of entertainment to bring more eyeballs to the table and maybe some non-hardcore sports fans. So they bring on Shane Gillis to be the host, who's this, I wouldn't call him a household name, but he's out there now. He's doing ads with Peyton Manning. He's on SNL. So maybe enough people know him in this space. Did he bomb or did he kill it?
So I think he killed it, but I am also a 36-year-old white guy who lives in Ohio, and I am predisposed to like Shane Gillis. Like, I subscribe to his Patreon. I was always going to like that monologue, regardless of what he said. But I think what you hit on there is right on, is that it's this weird crossroads where they're celebrating sports, but they're also celebrating celebrity. And so most years, they have a pretty safe guess. Like, it's been Drake, it's been Peyton Manning. Last year it was Serena Williams. Like, entertaining, but nothing that's going to push the boundaries. For whatever reason this year, they went with Shane. Shane went up there and did Shane's act. Like, anybody who's familiar with Shane's comedy, that's what you're going to get. And then you go into an award show where it's like the Arthur Ashe Award and the Jimmy V Award and all these, like, My Wish type of heartwarming tributes. Like, it was just a totally disjointed experience. So, like, I enjoyed Shane's monologue, but I can't fault anybody who tuned into the ESPYs who's not familiar with Shane and was like, what the hell's going on here?
So I find what you just said exactly the way I take it, in that they take you on this journey of, let's bring up the most inspirational person who's fighting cancer. Let's honor the firefighters in L.A. Let's accentuate the great high school athletes and give them an award. And in between those acts, it's Shane Gillis making a Deshaun Watson massage joke. Like, it just is, it's so off the rails at times, and maybe that's why it somewhat works still. But good. I just wanted to get your opinion on that. It seems like that they try to stay in a certain lane, but I think they can't help themselves. Where are you on the Browns and the delay in commenting on Quinnshon Judkins? I think this is the only play they have right now, is to kind of not actively distance themselves from him, but just make sure they don't commit to anything.
Yeah, and he's not technically signed yet, and so that kind of gives them an out to, let the process play out even more than it otherwise would. I mean, they've been through this before. They went through this just last summer with Michael Hall, another Ohio State draft pick they had. So I think they probably have a pretty good feel for at least the process and how all of this potentially could play out. Obviously, not every case is the same, and there have been different details about this case as well. But yeah, I mean, they're at a point now where, especially because he's not signed, because of all everything that's gone on strangely with the second round picks to this point, they kind of have an out there, and they're just in a position where I think they have to let the investigation and both from the league and the legal parties play out.
Hey, talk about the pecking order, Ben, at quarterback for the Browns. Like, what you expect to happen. Do you think Flacco will be the starter, Pickett will be the backup, then Gabriel, then Sanders, or you think it'll be a different order?
I mean, all three of us could sit here and we could give a different order, and like none of us would sound stupid. Like, I think probably the most far-fetched scenario would be Shedeur Sanders being the week one starter, just because he was the fifth-round pick and there was a quarterback taken ahead of him, and there are currently at least two other veterans on the roster. Like, even as talented as Shedeur is, like, that's a pretty tall hill to climb. But, like, you look at the betting odds even that they've put out there, and you could argue value across any four of them. So the way they did it in minicamp was they paired one of the veterans with one of the rookies, and we're kind of trying to split it that way. But even just going through minicamp, it was such a chaotic experience. Like, I'm really curious to see how this is going to play out in training camp as far as getting all four guys the reps they need so that they can make their own evaluations. And then you throw Shedeur's celebrity and the attention that he brings into it, and it's really going to be I think, right now, as long as they have four on the roster, a chaotic experience for a team that currently has the lowest projected win total in the NFL.
Switching gears, Ben, you do a great job at awful announcing. Speaking of awful announcing, what do you make of Portnoy getting in bed with Fox Sports?
So it's actually interesting. I just wrote about this for a story that just published before I got on the phone with you guys, and something that came out in John Oran's newsletter for Puck is that a big driving force for this deal was that Fox and Big Ten executives really want, and this is John Oran's words, on-air fanboy for the conference, similar to the way Paul Feinbaum is perceived for ESPN and the SEC. And this is something they've been talking about for a long time before this Barstool deal even came to fruition. They see, especially with the way the playoff is and how important the all 12 spots are and how important public perception and public lobbying has become for the playoff. They really want their on-air voice and somebody who's willing to go out there and I don't know, like, if we'll see Dave Portnoy promoting Ohio State, if Ohio State finds itself in a position to fight for a playoff spot. But, like, the idea, I think, of Portnoy going out there and trashing the SEC on a weekly basis, like, I think that's probably something that was really appealing to Fox and the Big Ten. So it's going to be really interesting to see. As a whole, like, I think – say what you will about Dave Portnoy. I mean, I'm not like the biggest Barstool guy, despite being a 36-year-old white guy in Ohio. But like, I think this is an inspired thing for Fox. Like, I think this is at least them taking a swing and doing something differently rather than just being content playing second fiddle to College Game Day and ESPN.
All right, let me ask you about the situation, because you may be just old enough to care. And what I mean by that is, where are you on the Browns playing indoor football eventually and losing the identity that so many of their middle-aged and older people have grown to just love and wear it as a badge of honor?
Yeah, so I've flip-flopped on this one a little bit because initially, even as recently as a year ago, I was like, dome, give me a dome. Like, this is where everything's heading. I think every football stadium is going to have a dome within the next, 50 years. But then they played that.
Except the Bengals.
Yeah, they'll still be trying to pull the funds to get that together.
Wow, so real fast. So you see the Green Bay Packers one time in your lifetime playing indoor football at home.
I mean, I don't think I'll be around in 50 years, but I just think that all of these cities...
It'll be 86. It'll be fine.
No, I will not make it to 86. I mean, I don't know. But
Buffalo,
I guess
Pittsburgh, Green Bay, those cities.
The indoor tundra of Lambeau Field.
The climate-controlled tundra.
So, a year ago, it did seem like this is where it was all heading. But then I think Buffalo's doesn't have a dome. There have been a couple others that don't have domes. So maybe there has been some pushbacks, especially from the more traditional cities. But where I flip-flopped and where I became anti-dome was when they played that Thursday night game against Pittsburgh, which was one of their 3 wins of the season. And just the idea that even if it only happens every 5 years, the idea that you could lose those pictures of Jameis Winston playing in the snow on a Thursday night, that to me kind of sucks as a Browns fan and somebody who's followed the team for my whole life. So I'm anti-dome. But yeah, there was a point last year where I just figured this was all going to look like arena football at some point in my lifetime.
Yeah. Here's how I think it'll play out. From a nostalgic thing, there'll be some sadness. There will be. But I think it quickly moves when you have a state-of-the-art stadium and there's concerts and Super Bowls and Final Fours, and people will miss it. I grew up a diehard Viking fan. The identity of the Minnesota Vikings was the breath coming out of the face masks, the purple people eaters, the Met, the whole thing. And then the Metrodome was built, and you're like, wow. Then you get an offense going. And my whole contention on the Browns is I'm not going to ever say that it'll be cool to not be by the lake and have outdoor football, because I think the Browns' identity has that. It's Midwest. It's got that feel, the toughness factor. But my mind goes to, what are you hanging on to? It's not like you're winning Super Bowls this way. Maybe a new identity and leaning into that might be something that changes the whole, just kind of puts it on tilt a little bit. I think you got to kind of jolt this franchise a little bit. And listen, it worked for the Vikes because they got pretty close with, their offenses started to click, and here's Randy Moss, and the identity is okay if they win this way. I see it both ways like you do. I'm not flip-flopping. I'm just saying there will be sadness in the factory of sadness, but I think it will turn to happiness once you actually walk in there and see it and feel it and hear it. I just think it'll be different. They'll love it.
Yeah, I mean, Look at Detroit. I mean, Detroit is a city that's very similar to Cleveland in terms of a lot of different factors, very close, obviously, just geographically, and that's their identity, is they have an awesome offense, and they play indoors, and they play arena ball. It was the same with St. Louis in the early 2000s, so I definitely agree, and I actually – like as analytically savvy as the Browns claim to be, like I would imagine that that's something that did factor strongly into their desire for a dome.
Yeah, well done, my man. Thanks for hopping on short notice. Love the
Absolutely.
takes. Continued great work. We'll talk soon.
Thanks, Ben.
Definitely. Thanks, guys.
Ben Axelrod, awful announcing on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Here was the big problem with being an indoor team, that you could have regular season success, and then if you had to play in a playoff game outdoors, on the road, obviously, that you would not be built for it. You got so comfortable in the creature comforts of being at home. And you know what we've learned? We've learned unless you're Miami playing in the swelter and coming up to Kansas City or Buffalo, and then because usually it's matchups, it's how you're built. Outdoor teams used to build to their identity. We're an outdoor team. Let's run the football. We don't need a slinging quarterback. Let's have a great defense. And then, so if you matched up against a killer offensive team in a warm weather Super Bowl, you were probably at a disadvantage. But it feels to me now these teams are, fairly complimentary. Not the Bengals. Their defense is pulling them back. But when you have a great quarterback or a strong arm quarterback, like Burrow can play in the cold. Burrow, and now he is. But my point is, I think that this indoor to outdoor. Like the Lions lost at home in a playoff game last year to Washington, an outdoor team. I don't know if we're that cut and dried anymore with that an indoor team can't play outdoors or an outdoor can't. I don't think it is that way anymore.
I'm with you 100%. And just real quick, another thing that'd be really cool about getting this stadium is we would have a Super Bowl in the state of Ohio. You get a domed new stadium in the NFL, they're going to promise you a Super Bowl. Heck, when the New York Giants built their and the Jets, and they got their new stadium. It's not even a dome, and they got a Super Bowl. Good thing that worked out well, an outdoor Super Bowl in New York in February. So that'd be really cool to have.
I think the Blizzard
Super Bowl
came right after it, though.
Jeez, isn't that amazing
right
that they did that?
Yeah.
That'd be really cool to have a Super Bowl in the state of Ohio for the first time. Sure,
they were in it.
Detroit's hosted one at their new stadium. They also hosted one, obviously. The Bengals played in it. They're the first time getting the Super Bowl at the Pontiac Silverdome, which is about 30 minutes away from Detroit. But yeah, man. Detroit's hosted two. Now it'd be nice for Ohio to get a chance to host a Super Bowl.
Also be great money for the Haslams because they can host all sorts of other stuff.
They need it, I hear. Yes, that's good.
Bottom line is if you were winning Super Bowls and or going to the AFC Championship and it was still the Browns and the dog pound by the lake, and you that would be tough to lose. It would be. But what are you protecting now except this history that's way back to the 80s and Sipe and Pruitt's and it's time to maybe lean into this.
And what if all of a sudden they become a good team and then they're like, see, we turned the page. You know, you had
that's what I'm saying. You take the paddles to this thing a little bit.
Because since 99, they had a couple of good years, obviously. Yeah, if I'm the Browns, easy for me to say as a Bengals fan, but I would embrace this. If
he's the best player in football, how will that impact? You'll hear it next in the Bulletin. Rothman Ice and the Fan.
A lot has changed in 30 years, but we're still that old shoe that feels worn in and well loved. And we smell a little, but you've accepted that. The Fan.
The sun is out and the savings are on at Coughlin Kia, Central Ohio's largest volume Kia dealer. Take up to $7,000 off MSRP on any new Kia EV in stock, or get up to $3,000 off MSRP plus 0% financing for 60 months. Visit CoughlinKia.com.
Coughlin has the car for you.
Largest Kia dealer based on current ground stock at all 4 Coughlin Kia locations. 0% for 60 months equals $1,667 for 1,000 finance. All manufacturer incentives to dealer. Prior sales excluded. Dealer financing required. Residency restrictions may apply. See dealer for details. 10/7/31/25.
With over 33 years of experience, Newman Roofing has become a household name in Central Ohio. Voted best roofing company 4 years in a row, Newman Roofing delivers a white glove experience every time. When it comes to your roof, call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
Irish Adventure awaits at the Dublin Irish Festival August 1st through 3rd in Dublin, Ohio. Voted 2025 USA Today Best Cultural Festival in the nation. This year promises 3 incredible days of Irish music, dance, food, and fun. Enjoy unique Irish experiences as you explore one of the top festivals in the US, drawing over 90,000 guests to Dublin, Ohio each year. Get your tickets at DublinIrishFestival.org before July 20 to save.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Guys, listen up. How many of you out there have been diagnosed with sleep apnea? Maybe your partner can't tolerate you snoring every night. You can't stand your CPAP machine. I totally get it. But the good news is there are alternatives to the CPAP machine. And Dr. Mark Levy is here to change your sleep and your life. Trust me, your significant other will thank you later. Dr. Mark Levy can customize an oral appliance that opens your airways, helps you breathe better, and of course, it stops your snoring. That's the point. It's quick, it's comfortable, and it's an alternative to those bulky, loud CPAP machines you always hear about. For over 15 years, Dr. Mark Levy has led the way when it comes to treating snoring and sleep apnea. And he's helped countless patients breathe easier, sleep better, and live healthier, more energized lives. If you're snoring and not sleeping, you need to call Dr. Mark Levy's office today. Schedule your appointment now with Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. You can also visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. Once again, that's sleepbettercolumbus.com.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-426-VEIN. That's 614-426-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Oh no! Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, HIMS can help. Through HIMS.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy, and from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but HIMS can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Don't go through another air conditioner breakdown. For fast, friendly service, call the experts at Logan Services now for a free estimate and next day air installation.
All right, Buckeye Bulletin time. Let's play a little game. More, the same, or less? Jeremiah Smith. More, the same, or less? Same is pretty difficult. Let's just play more or less.
That'd be pretty good if you guess like he's going to have the exact stats.
76 catches. More or less?
Rookie quarterback. Mm-hmm. You're still loaded at receiver, even though you lost Omeka. You also have Max Klare now, who's going to catch more balls. And you think that, and G had a good year last year. You think Max Clare's probably going to catch a decent amount of passes.
But a young quarterback could force
You got to run the ball.
Jeremiah.
All that being said, I'm kind of making the argument that you should go under, right? I'm not betting against J.J. Smith. I'll say he'll go over.
Swing passes.
Not a lot. I don't think he's going to, I'm not buying he's going to go up for 2,000 yards and win the Heisman. I just think that's a little ambitious. But I think he'll go over 76 receptions, though.
I'm saying over. In fact, it's funny you mentioned.
Because of the force feed?
No, because that makes it sound like you're throwing to him when he's not open.
Well, no, a young quarterback just might lock into the greatest target and just a lot of 50-50.
You know what?
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
You can convince me a little bit. I was just thinking natural growth. It's funny, though, that Bids mentions Max Klare. I think he's someone who is probably going to be overrated because he was really good in that Purdue offense where between the three of us, can anyone name any of Purdue's receivers outside of Max Klare last year?
True, but he was getting double teamed a lot because everybody knew he was their main weapon and he was still effective. And Max Klare, in my opinion, will never, ever once face a double team this year unless a defense screws up.
Yeah.
Let's double team Klare and leave this number 4 wide open or number 17 or number 11 wide
There
open.
goes Innis up the seam.
Exactly, man. They're just it's pick your poison. That's the thing. It does give me, and you don't know for sure if you're going to have a long season again. It's easy to say, well, is there going to be a 16-game season? You're not guaranteed to make it to the national championship game. It'd be nice if you were. I'll still go over.
I'll go over. I think Max Klare is going to be the odd man out here who sees a little bit of, I don't want to say disappointment, but a little bit of a disappointment. Because look, man, even in the Olympics, there's somebody on the basketball team who's a star who's going to get like 6 points because there's one ball.
That's a good analogy. A guy who's an absolute superstar who maybe comes off the bench and averages 6 points a game because you got so many stars.
Yeah, so
I like that analogy.
We can't have Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate and Brandon Innis and Max Klare. Oh, they're all going to be great. Well, there's one football.
And James Peoples is going to rush for 1,000 yards. And C.J. Donaldson's going to rush for 800.
C.J. Donaldson's going to get 18 touchdowns. Like, come on.
They're going to beat everybody 8-0.
Someone's getting boxed out, and it's Max Klare.
What about Caleb Downs at running back?
Oh, my, yeah. That was part of his transfer recruitment, is he's going to play running back.
I never bought the secret play. I never thought it was worth the risk and all that. But I did mention to you maybe I mentioned to you, Dave, the big narrative last year was, could they have 2 1,000-yard backs? And they did. Like, I know it was a very special backfield, but that was not something that was an absolute given.
Took to game 16, I believe, though, right?
I think the number to look at is Max Klare led Purdue in receiving by a long. He had like 50-plus catches. So the over on this is what will happen. And Dave, been around a long time. We've been covering this team. The tight end will get one of these, like, cupcake games and score like 2 touchdowns. There'll be some play action near the goal line. And it'll be, kind of a stone burner, kind of like, oh, wow, the tight end's going to be great this year. It might happen against Grambling or it might happen, against OU. He's going to be a big part of being an option on this team. That's the beauty of it. But if you told me he's going to eclipse numbers that he had at Purdue, I would be
shocked.
Absolutely blown away.
He's going from the number 1 option on his offense to what? What do we say?
4?
At best, right? And that's no...
If you include running backs, yeah.
Yeah, this kid is going to play in the NFL for a long time, in my opinion. Max Klare, he will. So there's nothing against him. It's just they're so stacked on offense. Obviously, with JJ, people are saying Carnell is going to be a first-round pick. They like James Peoples. Yeah, I'd probably put Klare right around. And Innis is going to have a big year. I'd probably put Klare right around 4th, maybe even 5th.
So I would say,
wow.
Yeah, and that's not.
No, I'm glad that people agree with me. Because the Max Klare hype train has got a little bit out of control. Let's be honest about that.
No, I think it's just you see that he's not just a big blocking tight end who can catch a couple passes. You see him as more than that, but he doesn't.
I thought Jeremy Ruckert was really good, but no one says, oh, it was Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave and Jeremy Ruckert. No one brings him up.
Ruckert didn't. We thought for sure, and even Dave joked about this, we thought for sure Ruckert would be the first one since Hartsock to get over 30 receptions for a Buckeye tight end, but he didn't. And then Cade Stover for 2 straight years went over 30 receptions. G was a little under 30. So I think Max Klare's going to get over 30. You gave me 39 and a half over under?
That'd be more than Ruckert. Yeah.
I would go under. I don't think he's going to reach 40 receptions, which I think most people are thinking he's going to get at least 50. I just think there's too many mouths to feed on this offense.
The number is Stover. That's the number.
Yeah.
It'd be probably, I'd put the over-under on catches for him right now at 35 and a half, 34 and a half, right around there.
That's good. That would give me some pause. I'd probably at 34 and a half would take the over, but probably that's right around where I have him.
Because if you put it at 29 and a half, they'll take the over.
Because, Ohio State tight end, if he averages 3 receptions a game or 2.5 receptions a game, that's actually good for an Ohio State tight. Really good. So, I just
all
don't.
All things considered.
Yes, I don't see him catching 40 balls. The last player to do that at tight end was Ricky Dudley. Before that, I believe it was John Frank.
Well, they got to split up. The quarterback is the difference. They're not catching from Will Howard anymore. So we got to see how that plays out and where this running game goes. But they got to divvy up 81 Emeka catches.
That's true.
Like, somebody's got to, and it's not even 81. It'd be less, but.
Yeah, because Ennis will get a good chunk of those. But, yeah, and I think Klare, as people are pointing out on the chat, I think Klare is going to be very valuable on third down, red zone. I agree with all of that. As far as volume, man, it's easy to say, well, yeah, JJ's going to have 90 receptions, and Tate's going to be a first-rounder, and Ennis is going to have a breakout year, and Peoples is going to go off, and Claire's going to go off. It's like, all right.
Bryson Rodgers.
Let's just make Mylan Graham. Oh, yeah, Jelani Thurman. They better average like 90 points a game for this to happen.
Let's make the running backs an absolute wash or less.
Okay.
Like, these running backs are not going to catch more than 50 passes combined.
No, not these guys.
Not these. The last year's did.
Yeah.
So let's say that's less. So
That's a good point.
You're taking away those, and it's Tate and Jeremiah, who the over-under on them will probably be 100, 110 maybe, between the two of them. It just depends how many games. And also, it depends on how many games they're going to play. All that. So,
right.
I just look at Jeremiah, and it's just one of those things that we're going to get into a situation where, again, we're looking at targets. You cannot go into a game and just not give him a chance every single time, many times.
And we're getting less snaps per game now, as we all know.
All right, that's today's Buckeye Bulletin. Fun little mid-July projection. We'll come back top of the hour, and the big pitch. Supersizing the playoff. One coach has done it. We'll tell you what that means next. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
Oh, hey, the best football team in the country's on the best radio station in the country. Congratulations, Buckeyes. Here's to 100 more years together. Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan.
Skyline is introducing a new chicken chili. Come get that world-famous Skyline flavor you love with a new protein option. Try the new Skyline chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. At Columbus Skyline locations only while supplies last.
Now's the time to get a great deal on Kubota construction equipment, featuring durable Kubota engines, more comfort, more productivity, more get it done right. The Kubota construction lineup shows up ready to work every day. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 36 months, or save up to $4,500. Now through September 30th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Stop by Columbus Equipment in Columbus, Dayton, or Toledo to see their full line of Kubota construction equipment, or check them out online at ColumbusEquipment.com.
It's the summer event at Germain Honda of Dublin, and Rich has unbeatable offers. Lease a sleek 2025 Honda Accord LX for as low as $329 a month, or finance it with 3.99% APR. Or upgrade to Adventure with the 25 Honda Pilot Sport all-wheel drive. Leases starting at $429 per month or 4.49% APR. Drive into summer with style, comfort, and confidence. Visit Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270. See dealer for details.
Central Ohio contractors and homeowners. 3D Cabinetry is your go-to for fast, hassle-free service from order to install. 3D Cabinetry delivers fully assembled all-wood affordable cabinets. Visit 3dcabinetry.net today for your free consultation. That's 3dcabinetry.net.
The countdown is on. Save the date because Diamonds Direct's Designer Summer Sale kicks off this Monday, July 21st with 20% off the entire store. Engagement rings, diamond studs, fashion jewelry, and more. Want early access? Book your appointment now because the best pieces go fast. Don't miss the jewelry event of the season next week only at Diamonds Direct, and designer appearances July 25th through 27th. Top designers from New York and LA with their exclusive collections. Visit diamondsdirect.com to book your appointment and start saving.
Football in July, outstanding, and it's kicking off at the Pro Football Hall of Fame July 31st in Football Heaven in Canton, Ohio. And you can still grab tickets for the Hall of Fame game between the Lions and the Chargers. And then on August 2nd, 4 of the greatest of all time get immortalized in bronze at the Class of 25 enshrinement. And cap off the weekend Sunday with a concert for legends featuring Nickelback with special guest Mitchell Tenpenny. It's a gold jacket weekend. Visit ProFootballHof.com to learn more and get your tickets.
Did you know even the smallest increase in mortgage rates can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your loan? Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. It's true, even a 0.25% change in rate can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your mortgage. But with Third Federal's new Early Rate Lock, you don't have to take chances. Early Rate Lock is the only pre-approval that locks in your rate at pre-approval, even before you find a house. Plus, we're so confident that our rates are the lowest, if you find a lower rate, we'll beat it or give you $1,000. And for a limited time, get pre-approved with Third Federal and we'll pay all of your closing costs. So don't wait. Call Third Federal today.
Right now at Third Federal, even before you find a home, lock in 6.49%, APR 6.52% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. Zero closing costs on low-cost loans only. See conditions for lowest rate guarantee at thirdfederal.com. Equal housing lender.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Lucky Larry's Landscaping, Larry. Larry saved his business money with a quick commercial auto quote from Progressive. Does it help he's his own marketing manager, accountant, executive assistant, and never been late? Technically, yes, but saving really put him over the edge. So, Larry, give Larry a round of applause. Be your own Larry. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Jacob Reimer. Scottie Scheffler is making his move in the second round of the 153rd Open Championship. He is 4 under on his round, sitting 2 back of the lead at 7 under for the tournament. He's chasing the leader, Matt Fitzpatrick, who is 5 under on his second round that consists of 8 birdies in 15 holes. He's at 9 under for the tournament. Haotong Lee and 2023 Open champion Brian Harman sit 1 shot back at 8 under. Lee carded a 4 under 67 today, while Harman posted a 6 under 65 earlier this morning to move up the leaderboard. The current cut line is 2 over par. The MLB season resumes tonight. The Cincinnati Reds are in New York visiting the Mets, while the Guardians are at home taking on the Athletics. This one's sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter. Declare your independence on the open road with RCD RV. July 5th through the 19th. Shop 650 plus RVs now at rcdrv.com. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and Ice feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
All right, third hour. Second into the third. The second final act of the show.
It's an hour.
Rothman and Ice, Dave Biddle in today. This pops up about every year, where people complain about people getting up when the plane lands and comes to a stop, and people get up and then they stand in the aisle. And I saw this on Twitter just a moment ago. And Twitter. Man shaves 1.7 seconds off 4-hour flight by standing up as soon as plane lands. And then Joe Shadway's in worst kind of people. Wait for your row. And then he writes same people who recline sadly. Okay, listen, those seats are not exactly comfortable if you're not in first class. And they don't recline that much. They really don't. This isn't a lazy boy. If you want to kick that chair back a little bit, so be it. The other thing I would tell you, and I'm not big on the people standing up, but if you are on a 4-hour flight and you have a chance to stretch your legs or your back is hurting and you want to just stand up, there's a difference between someone wanting to race off the plane, which you can't anyway. Like, I feel like this is, you talk about most overblown stories out there. It feels like this one is overrated to me.
For sure.
That people care that much that someone stands up.
Yeah, and they make straw man arguments out of it. Like, oh, they're trying to get off the plane. No, if someone like me, I'm not as tall as Cole, but I'm relatively tall, and I have not the best lower back. listen, man, if I'm on a flight that's 3 hours or longer, my back's going to be barking and my legs are going to be, and I'm not trying to get off the plane, but if I'm sitting in the aisle seat, I'm definitely going to stand up and just stretch.
Yes.
And then I'll probably sit back. I'm not going to stand up for then.
Even if you did.
But stand up, stretch, sit back down.
Wait for your row.
And I try not to do because I know people are so weird about this. But I'm not trying to get off the plane. So I don't know. And Cole, you being 6'7" or whatever. I mean, I'm sure if you're on like a long flight, even being like a young guy, you probably want to stand up and stretch. And I fully recognize that we can get up, and even if you don't have to go to the bathroom, you can go to the bathroom, stretch. That's a good time to stretch. But still, as long as you're just standing up for I don't know, and maybe there should be a height limit. Like if you're over 6
so
foot,
if you're impending
then you're allowed to do it.
somebody.
So Joe Shad must be short. That's why he's against this. If you're of a certain height, you need to stretch and stand up and stretch for a minute.
I feel like this is the most overblown anger that people are so angry at other people for doing this. Now, there is, to some degree, if you're worried about making a connection, you want to get your bag from down above, you want to be ready to roll, but no one's getting off that plane. You know how long it takes to taxi? That's the argument is, why are you standing up? We're going to be here for another 15 minutes. Where are you going? I understand all of that, but I would say maybe it's one or two out of all the people that stand up. Most of them are just saying, I've been sitting on the plane for a while. I want to stand up. It's not to jump over 3 people so you can get off the plane first. It is what it is. I get, but he added the recline to it also.
He's getting really mad.
He was like, "Wait for your row, don't recline."
It's the same people that use the recliner. I tell you what, we have some smart listeners. They're on our side here. You look at the chat on YouTube; they're on our side. You have people saying things like, "Yeah, people stand because their butt or their back hurts."
Yeah, somebody else. Somebody
else is like, "Yeah, I stand up because I need to stretch."
Right. It's honestly, it's the most. So when I saw it, I'm like, "This is the most overrated anger target." I feel all the time on Twitter.
So this is really just like an intelligence test, an IQ test. Like if you're against this, then you have a very low IQ. If you agree with us, you have a very high IQ.
Exactly. And Bids, we need it that badly because when we get up, they got the lower ceilings out on the outsides of the plane, right above the seats. So
doing
exactly. Oh, sure. But we need a reprieve so badly on our lower back that we will get up, stand up, and bend our necks down and give ourselves neck pain just to give our backs just a little bit of a break.
Yeah, I can't sleep on a human giraffe over here.
Exactly.
No kidding. And I can't sleep on planes because of how packed in tight everything is. I don't know about you, but even before they recline, the person's seat in front of me is up against my knees. I'm I can't sit.
Pay for first class then, or business class or whatever.
I can't sleep sitting straight up.
Get that extra inch. Pay for it.
I'm telling a young man who's a radio producer, just pay for first class.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure he's just dripping with money.
Yeah, that
you never know. Maybe
extra
this is a hobby $300.
For him.
That's true. He could be like a millionaire.
Just get out and produce radio shows.
So you're not bored at home being a millionaire. Just go in and
maybe I'm like Ice.
And he's not just a producer too. He co-hosts shows.
Exactly. Fan Sports Saturday tomorrow.
Yeah,
Catch
buddy.
it.
Yeah, buddy.
I didn't know you wanted to get involved with the discussion, Mr. Helper.
He was doing Fan Sports Sunday last week. I saw Cole. So yeah. It's tearing it up.
Yeah, for sure.
This is the most I've ever heard Cole talk.
Yeah. 16-team college football bracket. More preferred by the Power 4 commissioners. Of course. Why wouldn't they? They want the auto qualifiers. They want as many teams in their conference. And on the other side, the TV networks want it too, because they want the bigger branded programs in the playoff, whether they're mediocre or not. Because those bigger branded programs, newsflash, have the bigger fan bases. So this is so money driven, and I'm not that anti-playoff. If we're already at 12, what's 16 going to do? It's only going to kind of round out the field a little more. You have this bite from, this isn't about the playoff, but Eli Drinkwitz started to drop a 30-teamer on us.
It's not really something that's outrageous. It's based off of the 12-team playoff where you had automatic qualifiers, but now we've decided we want to expand it to 16. So instead of doing 11 and 5, which you're going to put 11 teams in the hands of a human committee that nobody's going to agree. They're all going to have implicit bias. Why would we even do that? I mean, nobody thinks that the NCAA, we spend hours arguing about who was the 69th and 70th team in the NCAA tournament. What do you think we're going to do with the 11 there? So why not expand the opportunities give 4 play-in games to the SEC, 4 play-in games to the Big Ten, 3 to the ACC, 3 to the Big 12, and say, man, create more opportunities for the fan bases to get excited, create more opportunities for players to compete for championships. And that doesn't sit well with probably some of the blue bloods who are going to consistently be ranked in preseason rankings in the top 25 explicitly because of their names, not necessarily because of their teams, but because of the brand bias that we have in college football. Instead, make people earn it. Make people earn it on the field.
He's not wrong. I actually really liked a lot of his ideas. I'm big into this whole auto qualifier stuff really does bother me. And I'm not saying the champions shouldn't automatically go in, but they would have gone in anyway, but unless you had a crazy upset. And it's, to me, what he's saying is that if we're going to be expanding, let's try to get this thing out of the committee room and back onto the field. So I actually lean into this a lot about playing games. And if you want, maybe having kind of a first 4 feel like they do in the NCAA tournament, where 1 or you're done, instead of the championship games. And then we're back into the committee room. And since you played in your championship game, should we not hold that against you for teams that didn't make and get to sit at home? So I understand. Like what he's saying is, if we're going to do this, let's lean in all the way. And let's get it where you're playing them in and you have some auto qualifiers. Because if this were really a playoff, a true playoff, Dave, you'd have to rank them. It's really the only way you could do it. You still have a committee. But it would be more of that no one would be automatically qualified. Nobody. It's your body of work, and you'd be judged that way. They don't have to worry about whether that team's playing 9 conference games, this team's playing 8. Hey, hold it against them then in the committee room. So I'm more about, do they deserve to be in or not, and then you can decide where you seat them. But I do think he's onto something that if you could get this to a bigger playoff and then play into it, it might have a decent feel. Are you against it?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, who knows, man? I mean, it's just so convoluted, all these different ideas. Yeah. Is he saying because there was a lot there. Is he saying do away with the conference championship games? If you're going to have a 30-team playoff, I don't want to see any conference championship games, which are basically, they've been rendered useless basically now. Now, if you still get the bye, it's not useless, obviously, although Oregon might tell you it's useless. So as long as they would get rid of the conference championships, I might be like somewhat okay with it. But no, that's way too many teams. Way too many. Yeah, and he's saying you have to like earn your way in, but people deserve more opportunities. Yeah, I mean, those statements kind of contradict each other. So in a way, I mean, I know what he's saying. I just think that's far too many teams.
He also said like 8-8-6-6, so he didn't take any G5 into account there.
And one thing I really like is I like the best G. Is it G6 now, I guess? So what the Pac-12 doing, what they're doing. The best G5 or G6 team having a seat at the table. And especially now expanding to 14 or 16. We think it's going to be 16 because follow the money. I like that you're going to have one of those Cinderellas in the field every year. Yeah. Why not? And you know, you got a chance. Boise, I know they didn't play well last year, but some of those teams have a chance. This year, a popular pick is the Toledo Rockets, which I find interesting. Phil Steele has them ranked 25th in the country. Now, I don't think they're going to be ranked in the AP or coaches poll to begin, but Phil Steele has them ranked as the best group of 5 team that has a chance of making the playoffs this year.
As long as college football still has a committee, there'll always be controversy. That it's not just based on record like the NFL, divisions that gets... We even have a controversy in the NFL, where you have a team like my Vikes, 14-3, that's a wild card that has to play on the road. Okay, it is what it is, and all divisions aren't created equal, and it just happens. But I just feel like what he's saying is we're kind of have a foot in both camps, and it just feels really blurred still. We'll come back. I'll give you an update on the British Open next and who is the middle pick to come out of nowhere and maybe snatch it. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. Same-game parlay from Bet365 just keeps getting better.
Well, it's even easier to make a bet. Choose from the most popular markets like hits, run line, totals, and home runs. So many to choose from.
Download the app, start building your bet, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. Did you know their co-founders are Ohio natives? Well, you should. Window Nation has been replacing windows in the Columbus region for over 15 years. Not only does Window Nation know what windows work best for Ohio homeowners like you, they're also local to the area. And right now, you can take advantage of Window Nation's biggest sale of the year. Remember this number, 50% off. All window styles, all from Window Nation. 50% off plus 0 interest for 5 whole years. Yeah, I said that. 5 whole years, 2030. No interest on the windows from Window Nation. Plus, they'll install your new windows in 1 day or less. Get the windows you want for 50% off plus no interest until 2030. What are you waiting for? Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com today to get your free quote on replacement windows. Again, I can't stress this enough. You do not want to miss out on this deal. 866-90-NATION or windownation.com. And tell them T-Bone sent you.
The savings are on at Coughlin Ford. Lease a new 25 Ford Escape or Bronco Sport. Just $399 a month with 0 down. New 25 F-150 or Lightning Flash. Only $499 a month with 0 down. At all 4 Coughlin Ford locations, including our newest in Marysville. Visit CoughlinFord.com.
48-month lease. All factory rebates to dealer. All prior sales excluded. In-stock units only. 7,500 miles per year. 25 cents per mile over. Excludes $250 dock fee. $395 disposition fee at lease end. No security deposit. See dealer for details. Ends 9/2/25.
When it comes to home improvement, you've probably asked yourself a few key questions. Is the salesperson trustworthy? Will the company follow through on their promises? And is the work going to be a lasting solution, not just a quick fix? At Newman Roofing, we get it. As a locally based, family-owned company, we know how hard it can be to find a contractor you can truly trust. For over 33 years, we've been providing homeowners across Central Ohio with reliable roofing solutions done right the first time. When you choose Newman Roofing, you'll be greeted by value-driven professionals in clean company vehicles and crisp uniforms who show up with a smile and take the time to answer your questions. Because for us, it's not just about the roof. It's about protecting your home, your family, and the trust you place in us. If you're thinking about your roof or siding, call the local company that puts integrity first, Newman Roofing. Call today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Join Timmy Hall for Buckeye Replay this Saturday at 1. All the Beckett Classic games in Ohio State football history.
Sponsored by Weber Grills.
This week, Ohio State and Alabama in the 2015 Sugar Bowl. Your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See? We didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
You can stream the game on your phone while you're gardening. You can stream it while you walk the dog. You can stream it at a trampoline park. You can even stream it at a monster truck rally. But the second you get behind the wheel, the game's over. Remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see more isolated chances of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. Otherwise, mostly to partly cloudy skies with our highs in the mid to low 80s. For tonight, we'll see mostly cloudy skies overnight with lows in the upper 60s. And then for Saturday, scattered showers and thunderstorm chances yet again the second half of the day. And warmer with highs getting into the upper 80s. I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo for The Fan with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman Ice present Free Snap Leads.
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF. Or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, a little Bet365 time. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Open an account now. $5 gets you $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. New customers now get in on that. Download the app, deposit $10, place a bet for $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins or loses. Get after it. You got your eye on anything tonight?
I do. Reds have not been good against left-handed pitching, so of course they're facing a lefty tonight in Sean Manaea, but he hasn't pitched much this year, just 0-1. 7 strikeouts on the year. I think this is just his third start. Here's the thing. I like Austin Hayes to hit a home run tonight because overall the Reds have not been good against lefties, but Austin Hayes has been mashing lefties, nearly a 1,200 OPS, and I like the value here. Plus 560 for Austin Hayes to hit a home run tonight. So I just put a little money on there, bet 365, and I like the value. Plus 560 for Austin Hayes. Just hit 1 home run tonight. We're not asking for Paul O'Neill, okay? You talking about hit 2 home runs? Do you know how hard it is to hit a home run?
Yeah.
You said I'd hit 2 home runs?
Catch a fly ball in his hat.
Yes. Yeah, so I have Austin Hayes hitting a home run for my Cincinnati Redlegs tonight.
All right.
Plus
I really need Robert McIntyre to come through. My Wednesday pick of Matt Fitzpatrick is looking decent. Got him at 37-1. Sam Burns I have, but he's the 3 I gave, and I think Adam Scott, I haven't seen him anywhere. But I gave out Matt Fitzpatrick, Sam Burns, and then Scott is my middle sleepers. I know it's not smart to do anybody else besides Scheffler money, but that's no fun. He's minus 120 to win right now.
Oh gosh!
Now, I'm saying winning is fun, but you got to put up so much to make that mean anything.
Yeah, it's just when it's when you're getting negative money in golf, it's because you even with Scheffler, if entering a tournament, you were used to him being 5-1. Oh man, not much value there. You'd love to get him at 5-1 right now.
Just looking at this leaderboard. I mean, Tyrrell Hatton is 4 back, and he's 22-1. I think that's good value.
Telling me there's a chance.
All right, I'm sticking with. Do you see anybody down this leaderboard? I mean, Oberg right now is 100-1. And it's not like he's a lock for anything right now, but
that's my type of bet right there.
He's 2 under, he's 7 back.
You throw Hamilton on there, you win $1,000 if he wins. And you're only out of Hamilton.
I would do that as well.
You act like you've never seen a Hamilton before.
Well, all right, Hamilton. You mean up this ramp?
I was talking about
first door on your left.
A little SNL skit with our boy Sandberg.
I was going all the way back to Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Going Spicoli on me.
Well, all right, Hamilton. All right.
Phoebe Cates.
Very good.
How's that?
You know what?
Pretty good.
Very proud of you. That's very nice.
That was pretty damn good.
That was BC, too.
Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Guardians. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 or older, must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
It's one of the most wild golf stories that I've heard. And I'm going to look to see if he's anywhere on the leaderboard. Ryan Peake. Yeah, he's 138th. He won't be around. Plus 8. But you know what? It's pretty amazing. So he's an Australian. I think he's in his 30s. And he was a incredible golfer, I guess, as a kid. And talented junior golfer. Turned pro at 19. He's 31 now, I see. And he kind of was an antisocial kid, sunk everything into golf, and just kind of got into his own head, got burnt out, and then kind of drifted, and he was looking for something to kind of be a part of. And he wound up joining this motorcycle club / gang or whatever it is. And so he felt a part of something. He kind of drifted away from the game and joined this outlawed motorcycle gang when he was 21. He winds up, I guess, going to prison for 5 years for a serious assault in Australia. Gets out, comes all the way back. So he joined a gang, went to prison, and played in a major this week. It's pretty unbelievable that you could have that kind of a story, that he could throw everything away. And the biggest part of it for me is, how did he remain that good?
I was just about to say, you can lift weights and stuff, and right? You can at least do push-ups if they don't have weights. How do you stay good at golf when you're in jail?
For 5 years?
Prison for 5 years. That's a lot of mental reps right there, I guess.
Couple short par threes in the yard.
So maybe he had, was it a maximum security prison? They had one of those golf simulators in there. No, there's no. I hope there's no prison that has a golf simulator in there. We should get one for the office here, though. Well, I think Tim Hall would be on it all the time, don't you think? Scotty Vegas would be down here using it.
There would be
who's paying for that. Him?
Zero work getting done. If they were
as opposed to what's getting done now.
It would go from 1% work to 0%.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for seeing the vision, Bill.
Not a drop off.
We're on first name basis here.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Bids.
That works.
That counts.
All right. He's not going to make the cut, right? Not at 138th.
At least doesn't have to go to prison for 5 years. Probably.
I mean, this is a great story. He played. He's playing with Phil Mickelson.
What league were you playing in last year? California Penal.
Caps and sleeves at this level.
That's right. Get in front of
he was incarcerated. Now he's playing with Phil Mickelson. Well, they may be closer than we think. As far as certain things. Insider trading, gambling debts.
Assault. No, okay, maybe not that.
Everybody knew where they stood with Phil. But his story is attracting a lot of interest. And I'm going to be reading about it. Ryan Peake is his name.
Ryan Peake.
There you go. From biker gang to prison, back to a major.
And this is right on the heels of Angel Cabrera coming back from his Argentinian prison, correct?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I don't know how. Was
that domestic violence?
There was some DV going on.
Some sort of, yes. Yeah. But I don't know how long he was away. You remember?
I think off the top of my head, 2 years.
2 years? All right.
That's what sounds right. So,
this guy's got him beat.
I had a professor in college who said, when you don't know, go off your first instinct because you're probably right. So it's 2 years is what I'm reporting.
Very true. That's right. Go with your first instinct. They used to tell us that for standardized tests. And I still, to this day, agree with that logic. It's not always true, but when I have my first instinct, then I go against it, I'm usually wrong. Go with your first instinct. When I met Anthony, I was like, I love this guy. See, I went with my first instinct. I was right. I knew that I loved this guy.
That's right. All right, man. You're right. It's 2 years. I just looked it up. Well done.
Hey, there's the gut right there. Gut instinct.
See?
But he was convicted again.
Oh.
And received an additional 28-month sentence.
Oh.
So.
That's not good.
But they were served concurrently. So you're actually still right.
Bam.
We come back. Jensen Lewis. Home run derby tiebreaker. Was it a mess or was it a win? Ask him next in 2 minutes. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
The countdown is on. Save the date because Diamonds Direct's Designer Summer Sale kicks off this Monday, July 21st with 20% off the entire store. Engagement rings, diamond studs, fashion jewelry, and more. Want early access? Book your appointment now because the best pieces go fast. Don't miss the jewelry event of the season next week only at Diamonds Direct and designer appearances July 25th through 27th. Top designers from New York and LA with their exclusive collections. Visit diamondsdirect.com to book your appointment and start saving.
Don't sweat it. Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your air conditioner fast. 1-800-COOLING.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Hey there, friends. Bo Bishop here to let you know that Clayton Homes Sign and Save Sales event is going on now. Right now, you can save up to $5,000 instantly on your home purchase at Clayton Homes. Get the luxury, quality, and style you want in a beautiful, affordable home with energy-efficient features to fit your budget. Clayton Homes is changing the way homes are built. The craftsmen at Clayton build their homes in state-of-the-art facilities that help protect your new home from the elements during the construction process and just in time for summer. Get a home equipped with energy-smart features for year-round comfort and savings. Check out their fully furnished new home models and see all the options available to create the perfect home with many many floor plans to choose from, Clayton Homes is certain they can help you find the home you've been looking for. Visit the local Clayton Homes near you or browse their limited time deals at manufacturedhomeoffers.com to learn more. Terms and conditions for the sign and save event at manufacturedhomeoffers.com. Available only at participating Clayton Homes family of brands retailers through August 31st. Amount of savings may be limited. Ask for details. May not be available with certain financing. Lender restrictions apply.
Rothman Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Crowd the plate at your own risk. It's time for some chin music with former big leaguer and president of the Bald is Beautiful fan club, Jensen Lewis.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Don't go through another air conditioner breakdown. For fast, friendly service, call the experts at Logan Services now for a free estimate and next day air installation.
All right, it's that time of the week. We connect with my good friend, Jensen Lewis, VSiN Live, MLB Network, the do-it-all guy in the betting world as well, and he's with us on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. J-Lou, how you been, my man?
All good, my friend. Crazy to think half the year already gone. Feels like it was just yesterday. We were talking opening day, but stretch run, my friend, going to be a very, very intriguing couple of weeks out of the gate before the trade deadline.
All right, we'll cover it all in this segment. But I do want to get your take on, I'll give you mine, then you can give me yours, on the home run derby tiebreaker, the farthest home run hit. You saw what happened between Rooker and Raleigh, right? So yes. You can kind of fill in the gaps for me. So tracker chip in the baseball, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they know exactly how far these baseballs are traveling. Here's my contention with it. Nobody seemed to have a huge problem with this before the Derby as the tiebreaker. And maybe a lot of people didn't even know. I don't think I was that up to speed on, well, how do you break a tie? Oh, it's the farthest home run hit. Okay, good. I'm fine with that. Because here's my point. If the farthest home run was 10 feet longer than Rooker's or farther, or 8 feet, like where the complaint seemed to come because it was so close by decimals or a half a foot, right, that the only thing that made sense to the regular fan, and I get this, is, hey, give him 3 pitches, give him 5 pitches, we'll make it kind of a single elimination thing, and then you get the right guy to advance. I'm saying that I can see both sides, that nobody had a huge problem with it until we found out how so damn close those balls were traveling.
For me, and it's ironic that the actual All-Star game just 24 hours later gets decided by a swing-off.
Right.
Why not just implement at that point, guys, you get 3 swings, and then, if you're tied after the 3 swings, it goes to sudden death, a swing each, however you want to do that. I think it's a simple solution there versus the foot or less than a foot or what may have you. I think, and also too, some of these guys, if they did not get the rules and regulations read to them, bad job at MLB for not doing that. But I think it's a simple solution, AR, and I'm with you that you came to see home runs. Give them the opportunity to settle it between themselves instead of just the ridiculousness of a foot or a half a foot.
Yeah, I just think they couldn't change it on the fly.
Sure.
Because it was already established.
Agreed.
That was the tiebreaker. We have the technology. And you're right, this had to be done beforehand. Like, wait a minute, let's think through this. Because it's so just weird to say for a home run derby that your tiebreaker wouldn't be a swing off. Even, you know where it really got messed up? Nationally, when the ESPN guys, when Ravitch said, okay, we're going to get a swing off, and then 2 minutes later, we're breaking it with decimal points. I think that messed up the fans as well.
Yep. And again, also for the Fox guys, and I love Joe Davis, but I don't know how you are not illuminating that potential of the swing off to decide the All-Star game when you get to the 9th inning, okay, and the score is tied. Like that should have been there. So whatever producer dropped the ball on being ready for that, I think a lot of people that stayed up to see it had no clue that was happening. The other part of it I think is fascinating saying, AR, and this is all strategy too for the managers. The three guys and, one potential backup in case of injury, and it played out because Eugenio Suarez got hit with a pitch. He was going to be one of the original three for the National League, but they didn't want to risk injury, and so that's how you had Kyle Stowers get in there. Those had to be decided the day before. So everyone already knew on both sides, at least those guys, because they were later in the game. They didn't want to refire any of the starters, and I saw the complaints about, well, why don't you have Shohei and Judge? And that's for obvious reasons, too. A couple of ways to clean this whole thing up. But, man, did they get what they wanted as far as the intrigue, the controversy, if you will, in the Derby on Monday, and then just the finish of the ages for Kyle Schwarber and company to deliver that win for the National League.
Yep, it was. It was very cool. All right, so let me handle the Guardians. You and I have been on this, I think, from the beginning. Fun little team. Can they stay in the race? Who knows? Kind of put that 10-game slide fully in the rearview mirror. But the question becomes, how much do they lean into wanting to see some great prospects that we have down here in Columbus? And then I saw something I want to get your opinion on. There were some predictions for the second half, and I can't remember who wrote it or said it. Ramirez is beloved in Cleveland. He turns 33 in September. He's got 3 more years on his contract. I'm not saying that he's getting moved. But if they are going nowhere this season, do they see it as a chance to reload? And if the Yanks put together a package, or somebody just turned something to them that was so good, would he waive a no-trade clause to go try to win a championship?
I would say that the ownership group in Cleveland would become Art Modell if that happened. I cannot see any scenario in which that is A, viable, or B, approached from the Cleveland side, just knowing what this fan base has already gone through this year. And we've talked at length, AR, about the optics of trading away Naylor and Jimenez before the season even started, as you had a team coming off an American League Championship Series berth. I think it is way more viable for the shock and awe that they get approached with maybe an enticing package for a Stephen Kwan and an Emmanuel Clase. I don't think they pull the trigger on that. But this front office will do their due diligence. They will listen on everyone. But I'd have to believe that if you want anyone showing up to that ballpark the rest of the year, that Ramirez and Kwan are your untouchables. And then I think you have to do the smart thing and really think long and hard about, okay, are you viable to compete this year? And that would be predicated on they basically got to win their first 3 series. You got to beat the Athletics, and you got to at least take 2 against the Orioles in the 4-gamer. And then you better win that series to start the road trip against Kansas City so that you can at least have that shot to be able to go for it. I don't think they have the staying power, and I think they got to capitalize now. And Clase is going to be as affordable to any acquiring club that's out there, with a couple of options left after this next year as well. So it makes sense for them to listen, but I think they're going to kind of stand pat until the 11th hour just to give the guys in the locker room an opportunity to prove them wrong.
It's looking more and more like this, like trading Pete Crow Armstrong for Javier Baez a few years ago is coming back to haunt. He is, I don't know if anybody thought this type of offense was going to happen from him. Shohei is a massive favorite to win NL MVP. Does PCA have a chance? Would it be worth taking the 7 or 8 to 1 right now?
I think it does, because you have the opportunity, and I know he was upwards of, I think 100, 120 to 1 before the season started. So just astronomical value if you have that. And I have a couple of colleagues over at VSiN that do. So the thing is, we know just from watching the NFL how subjective these award markets can be. And was Lamar Jackson statistically the best NFL quarterback last year? Yes. Did he win the MVP? No. Is Pete Crow Armstrong, if he gets to the 40-40 level, if the Cubs end up overtaking the Dodgers for the number 1 overall seed?
Yeah. It's
a pretty compelling argument right there, guys. And that's regardless of, Ohtani building up to a starter's threshold as far as innings go. I think PCA has a lot of value. I would take him over. I'd take overtaking Cal Raleigh if you're looking to hitch your wagon to a potential MVP. Just knowing that Raleigh is probably going to trail off a little bit, and you still have a huge mountain to climb offensively for where Judge leads in a lot of the other significant offensive categories. So absolutely PCA has life, and anxious to see how it plays out.
Louis Robert for the White Sox has been batting about 170, 180, 190, it seems like the entire first half. And a lot of people believe that somebody will still take a chance on him, including the Reds. Do you believe that they should trade for him? And if they do, will he wake up in that park?
Wow. He's going to make sense in a lot of different places. If I'm the Reds, I'm prioritizing back-end bullpen help, period. I mean, AR, you've watched enough of this season to know how many wins they've given away. Early in the season, there's just been pockets where like this team should be well over 500 and even more so challenging for the top of this division. So if I'm them, I'm more worried about solidifying the back end. If you do want to go with Emilio Pagan as your closer for the rest of the way, more power to you. But I would reinforce and bolster that group as priority number one.
You haven't attended any Coldplay concerts recently, have you? And do you have any plans to do it?
Never.
Okay.
Never.
Apparently, they like to spot people in the crowd.
Oh my God. AR, we've seen some craziness in our lifetimes. This one, and God, of all the time, I was just saying this to Michelle the other day. I said, of all the days to do it, the most dead period in the summer as far as where people's attention spans are. Nothing else to really look at, and this is what happens. Oh, my God.
Being busted on a kiss cam, that's happened before, I'm sure.
Yep.
But it's happened in individual arenas, and I don't know if they've gone this viral. I assume it was the Coldplay, and then they were identified, and the fact that he's a CEO, and she is not just some rando. She's the chief of the human resources department in the company. Like that, I think it's that, the salacious part of that is what really drove this story.
It's just remarkable, right? Like you, again, don't condone any of the behavior whatsoever. But it is, you can't, how can you make up the script of, all these thousands of people, and that's the one, that's the group that they focus on. Just unreal.
Maybe just don't look like you're having such a good time. I don't know, but they got God, as they say, and It's getting much worse for him and probably her. All right, and what are the odds? You guys are in the odds business. The odds of not of his marriage staying together. That looks like a fait accompli, as my dad would say. Mm-hmm. The odds of these two staying together, is it them against the world now?
God, jeez,
the new relationship.
I think those odds are off the board. I don't even know. I don't know where we'd be there. I don't know if you could even take pizza money on how long those odds might be.
It's a prop bet because somebody has some inside information.
Yes.
All right, my man. Enjoy the second half. We'll talk soon.
Likewise. Thanks, buddy.
You got it. Jensen Lewis on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. We come back and wrap it up with Tell the Truth, Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Whatever you're doing right now, just know that Bo Bishop is enjoying a sip of bourbon. Even if this promo is playing in the morning, no judgment.
Ah, sweet morning drinking.
The Fan.
Bourbon. Cherry Valley Hotel will be hosting a bourbon event called Neat on Saturday, July 26th from 4 to 9 p.m. Explore 15 distilleries, including Woodford, Middle West, and Watershed, along with live music, a cigar bar, classes, and more. For more information, visit cherryvalleyhotel.com.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-777-1225. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-777-1225. That's 800-777-1225. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-777-1225. 800-777-1225.
Skyline
Skyline is introducing a new chicken chili. Come get that world-famous Skyline flavor you love with a new protein option. Try the new Skyline chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. At Columbus Skyline locations only while supplies last.
Hi, this is Bob Masheter from Dick Masheter Ford. Thank you to all of Central Ohio as we head towards 60 years of doing business in the Buckeye State. Dad opened up in 1967 simply trying to offer a better way to buy a car, and we've been working ever since to serve our neighbors. We have served you through wars, recessions, and even a Chinese virus. Here is to serving you and your kids and your grandkids for the next 60 years, except on Sundays when we're closed, because it's the right thing to do. Still 24/7 at masheterford.net. Thanks.
Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
My toilet's clogged, backed up too. The sink is running slow. Water's backed up everywhere. Oh, please don't overflow.
Clogged drain, no problem. It's 93 or free. I'll clear any drain or you don't pay with a 1-year guarantee.
It's 93 or free. Guaranteed.
Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Now's a great time to save on cherries. Fresh picked red cherries are on sale for only $2.99 a pound with your digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Austin and Berm are back with a new daily podcast, the ultimate OSU football insiders. You know it's refreshing to have some smart people working here from time to time.
The Beat with Austin and Berm on the 10 TV Plus app.
Subscribe today.
Men, the summer is here. Longer days, warmer nights, and romance in the air. Intimate dinners, walks on the beach, dancing in the moonlight. But if you have erectile dysfunction, you know it can ruin romance, both for you and the one you love. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And if you have ED, don't let another summer go by without getting treated. Because intimacy is one of the greatest things in life. And fear of not being able to perform should not be something you have to deal with. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're ED experts. We've successfully treated tens of thousands of men. Our protocols work when others don't, and we have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases. You could even last up to an hour or more and perform like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial appointment is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Want to know anything about the fans' contests, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Get 50% off all window styles, plus no interest until 2030. Visit windownation.com now.
All righty. The truth is, the Rothman and Ice podcast is brought to you by and sponsored by our friends at Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. All right, big guy, take us home.
All right. First and foremost.
Yeah.
I think Biddle needs to tell the truth because we hashed this out on the radio a few weeks ago with Bobby Carpenter, and it was hilarious. And I heard your side of the story. Biddle, what was your side of the story on Anthony Rothman breaking the news or fulfilling the prophecy on Urban Meyer's 3-game suspension?
Now, I feel like, not only was it a good call by Anthony, of course, but I thought he had a really good friend that put it out there just to give him props. So it was like, Anthony was great, and whoever his friend was that put it out on social media, that guy's also a good guy. So I think that it was a win-win. I think Anthony would agree with that, right?
I was never quote
Absolutely.
Mad at Biggs. I was just letting him in on.
And we were laughing at it.
I was just letting him. Right. I was just letting him in on what was going on, and I'll tell you what was going on. I was playing in I think the Nationwide Children's Pro-Am. And I was off that day, but the whole thing was swirling around Urban Meyer, what was going to happen. So I called into the show, and Dave was listening. Loyal listener. Love you. And so
I'll jump into the chat sometimes.
Bobby asked me what I thought. And I said, a lot of these suspensions are based on PR, and they're also based on whether they have, quote, teeth or not. That's why the one with Michigan's so comical that they're going to let him coach against Oklahoma and try to offer up the other ones. And anyway, so that year, that schedule was they were playing against, was it TCU?
TCU.
That was week 3, because I think that was Ryan Day's final game as interim head coach, I think. And it was also, turns out to be Nick Bosa's last game.
So I said, when Bobby asked me what I thought, I said, I believe the suspension will be 3 games because it'll include the TCU game. And to Dave's credit, he gave me so much credit that it must not have been speculation by me because he knows I've been around long enough. Apparently, maybe I had a source on it. We've had a lot of laughs about it because I've told him 100% honesty. It was just my gut and speculation.
You were a little concerned. You called me, and I thought you were joking. Remember, I thought you were joking. You're like, hey, did you put that out there? I'm like, yeah. Like, I wish you wouldn't have done that. I'm like, I totally thought you were joking until I realized that you were serious.
Well, here's what happens.
Yeah.
And you know what happens. If I'm saying that I believe it will happen, then there are a lot of people who are out there believing that if I'm putting it out there and it hasn't happened yet, that means that it should happen or you want it to happen or something like that. So you're getting a lot of that blowback. So all I wanted to brief him on was, hey, this may not be the number. I just wanted you. That's all it.
I can't remember my tweet. Did I say? I think I just said Anthony is
believes that it will be.
This is a strong possibility. I don't think I said Anthony Rothman is betting his house and my house and his cars that this will be a 3-game suspension. He's guaranteeing it,
or that he's.
But I did think I put it out there like he thinks that this is the strongest possibility, something like that. And you were completely
Turned out
right.
That it was right.
You were completely right.
And I wish I could take. Not credit, but I wish I could tell you that it came from more of a insider knowledge.
I think you had a staff member calling you about
maybe
this.
I did.
I think so. I think Ryan Day called you. Say, hey, man,
I'm going to coach that
it's going to be 3 games.
Be a good game.
And guess who's going to take over after that? The next season.
In my mind, I'm gone to Carolina.
Oh, JT.
Love it.
I think I heard gone.
It is gone.
It is gone.
Dave got, by the way, that's the star of the week. That he nailed that lyric. He did.
Thank you.
And I'm going to be streaming that this afternoon.
Good song.
You tell me if Eli Drinkwitz is telling the truth. He's somebody who likes to kind of run his mouth a little bit. He's not afraid of a microphone. He's never met a microphone he didn't like. And
coach at Missouri.
Yeah. Football coach at Missouri. And now he's saying that despite that reputation, he really doesn't care what people are saying about his program.
Are people sleeping on you guys this year?
No. Nope. STP, man. We really don't care.
That's BS.
You really don't. No, I really don't.
You really don't care.
No.
Because we heard Billy Napier going, oh, and he uses this as like when no one's believing in us and stuff like that. And I think he uses that. I mean, Kirby has done it for the longest time. None of the message of saying, hey, listen, we've won 22 games in the last, or 21 games in the last 2 years, and that they only think we're going to win 7 this year.
Let me ask you a question. If it's rat poison when they're talking good about you, but you can use it when they're talking bad about you, like, isn't that a mixed message to your team? Like, isn't ignore the noise, isn't focus on us? Doesn't that mean I can't care if they're praising us and I can't care if they're dogging us? Either way, I don't care. It's really about our team. We have a saying, just us, unity over self, and it's really about us. It's not really about what y'all think, your opinions of us, good, bad, or indifferent. It's really about our team and our belief in ourselves and what we want to accomplish this year. And can you use it temporarily for motivation? Yeah. But in the fourth quarter of a game, when you've just given up a fumble recovery for a touchdown versus Oklahoma, you can't go in there and say, man, dadgum Chris Doering, he told us we stink. We're going to get in the huddle and say,
these guys wrong.
Peter Burns thinks y'all suck right now. What do you better get after it. That's not how it works, man.
Is he telling the truth?
He's 100% telling the truth. Because he even admitted that temporarily in certain spots, kind of you can use it a little bit, like in a particular game, or if you've been tabbed as a big underdog, maybe you can kind of lean into it a hair. But he's dead on right, and I think he's telling the truth, that you can't just use the bad to motivate your team, and then on one hand tell them, hey, ignore the noise, because too many compliments can ruin a team as well. So I believe him. I think he's telling the truth.
I think he's telling a partial truth, because every former coach I've talked to, even some current coaches will admit this. They'll say, yeah, when we told you guys that we don't read any of that, we don't listen to any of that, we were full of it. he listens to it. He hears it. Now, is he adjusting his scheme to prove reporters wrong? No, I get that part. So he's telling a partial truth. I can't get to 100.
Answer.
I can't get to 100% though, AR.
I hear you. No, that's what I said. I hear you that maybe at certain times. I'm not saying he doesn't hear it or read it. What I'm saying is I believe him that he doesn't use it.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be a home run.
It will be.
I don't know if I'll ever put this
headset on. Dude, it was a home
again.
run, having you in for a couple of days. Have an awesome weekend. TLC, well done as well.
Thank you.
And Common Man and Timmy will be coming up next. We hope you keep it locked here. We'll talk to you next week. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
All the Ohio State conversation you can handle. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Your Ohio State flagship station. The Fan.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See, we didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain, and at Toyota West, we're having our biggest pre-owned sales event of the year. With over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're searching for. And during our Go Forth sales event, every pre-owned vehicle is discounted and comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty. At Toyota West, you don't have to choose between a great experience and a great price. We deliver both. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com.
Hey, it's Anthony. I actually enjoy the off-season. Gives me a chance to be really active, travel, be on the move. But when my back started giving me pain, I wasn't going to just deal with it this time. I went to the Good Feet store. Their personally fit arch supports got my feet into their ideal alignment, and I could already feel the difference in my back immediately. And they educated me. I had no clue. We actually have several arches under our feet, and those cushy over-the-counter insoles were not going to do the trick. So many people suffering with pain can benefit from their system. People with pain in their feet, ankles, lower legs, knees, hips, and more. I've been wearing my personally fit arch supports for a while now, and they've given me the motivation and confidence to be as active as I want to be. The Good Feet store thrives on being solution-oriented. Go in. The fitting is free. They want you to try them in the store and feel them for yourself. So get back to living the life you love with the Good Feet store. They're on Stringtown Road in Grove City and on Polaris Parkway. Or check them out at goodfeet.com.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-777-1225. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-777-1225. That's 800-777-1225. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-777-1225. 800-777-1225.
The countdown is on. Save the date because Diamonds Direct's Designer Summer Sale kicks off this Monday, July 21st with 20% off the entire store. Engagement rings, diamond studs, fashion jewelry, and more. Want early access? Book your appointment now because the best pieces go fast. Don't miss the jewelry event of the season next week only at Diamonds Direct and designer appearances July 25th through 27th. Top designers from New York and LA with their exclusive collections. Visit diamondsdirect.com to book your appointment and start saving.
We've all got our daydreams, right? Little things, big things, things you know one day you'll do. Then out of nowhere, cancer. And all your plans don't change a bit. I would know. I'm about to jump out of an airplane with my dad. Our first time skydiving solo. And my second year since starting cancer treatment at Ohio Health. All right, Dad, let's go. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans.
The Dublin Irish Festival, August 1st through 3rd in Dublin, Ohio. Voted 2025 USA Today Best Cultural Festival in the nation. This year promises 3 incredible days of Irish music, dance, food, and fun. Get your tickets at DublinIrishFestival.org before July 20 to save.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. Now you can get 50% off all window styles plus no interest until 2030. Stop procrastinating on upgrading your home. Call 866-90NATION or visit windownation.com today to take advantage of Window Nation's best deal of the year.
1-877 Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Donate your